Good times on everybody. Welcome to another ZSR stream with another OOTR match. This is losers brackets, Oakishi versus Alpha. I got Ink, I got Burrito, they're gonna talk. Luke and I are gonna track. I am Tummeltalk, your restreamer. All you comms.
All right, thank you very much, Tumble Talk. Welcome in. It's me, Burrito, and we're looking at one of our first elimination matches of the tournament. So, pretty exciting. Unfortunately, one of these two is going to go 0-2 this season, but that's just how it is. How are you feeling today, Ink?
Oh man, I'm feeling great. I mean, both of these guys are really good friends of mine, so I'm hella excited to call them their match, that's for sure.
Yeah, me too. I'm really partial to both of these two. Oak's a great influence of the community, a good guy to talk to, very helpful, and does a lot of work for the community. And Alpha's my banana daddy, so I don't want to see either of them lose, but someone's got to walk out of here with an L.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, since as friends of both of them, I was a bit sad to see that they were kind of drawn in the same group, and there's a chance they would end up fighting each other, right? As I think the two of them are the lower seeds in the group, so if we're just going purely based off of, oh yeah, higher seed will win, it was a pretty good chance, right? That they would face off, but here we are, and yeah, I'm really excited for this. We already got a really interesting start with two songs and Goron Ruby as adults. Requiem and Serenade are starting songs, so probably gonna see a warp right away from both of them, I imagine, to pick up the Requiem song.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're going to see a lot of movement going on early here. Uh, Again, really looking forward to this one. Goron Ruby, this might end up a longer seed depending on how everything shakes up. So, because we're going to have to see at least 6 dungeon completions. So that might increase our access requirements. And we might get a lot of long dungeons today. So it might be a longer seed. But yeah, to your point, we're off and we're starting as adult, and immediately looks like Oak is playing while Alpha is checking medallions and entrances there. So we get those inputted onto the restream for everyone reference. And yep, Alpha's following right along with Requiem because we want to grab the song here and get some more information. But yeah, as you were saying earlier, Oak was seeded 31st this season and Alpha 18th. I know I was talking to Alpha prior to this race while he was practicing, and he mentioned at the start of the tournament brackets that he didn't want to play against Oak in an elimination round. He was hoping that at least one of them would win, and he was hoping it was him, but here we are. And there's our first path hint, which that looked like Jabu's to Twin Rova.
Yep, Jabu to Twin Rova. We'll see if it's a stone or not. We don't. Well, maybe we do know. I believe the bot probably maybe got that info so far.
Yeah, I think we're getting that in now. And they're playing Minuet, having pulled that from here, so we're just getting a warp song chain, and we'd love to get these songs out of the way.
Oh, Jabu is a stone. Let's go. Stone Jabu, my favorite.
Yeah, so... Oh, and Bottom of the Well's got 3 major items. We're getting Sarias out of here off of the Minuet. 3 major items in Well, that's tempting, but I know it might not be a required dungeon, so I think these runners are going to keep that in the back of their mind if they start running out of things to do. We did see our entrances earlier, and it looks like Bomb of the Well, though, is inside Deku, so unless they're walking in... Oh, wait, no. Well's... I got that backwards. Well is in Fire. So actually might get in there a little bit sooner. We can find a way over there.
Also, we got a very helpful GTG final reward dead. That was sarcasm, by the way, not a very useful hint, but also a final frogs hint, and both runners are in sync going to Mito's house. And it's dead.
No, but they're gonna open these chests anyways because we want bomb shoes. Explosives are great. And, you know, worst case scenario, we just fill up our wallet and don't have to worry about that later. Which it looks like Milo's just... We're cracking open his piggy bank and walking out here with all the goods. Yeah, sure enough, just 40 rupees out of Mito's house, and it looks like Oak's now checking his stones and entrances and save quitting back to Temple of Time. Alpha doing the same thing. This looks like to be they're going to both age change here and start running through child checks. Oop, nope, going out to see hints first. And then maybe play to adult CAC instead, make the density plays.
Yeah, this makes the most sense in my opinion. Zora's found a Twin Rova as well, so already a double stack on the paths.
We got both of our songs hint in front of Temple of Time, so both copies of the same one, which is Colossus teaching Minuet, so wasted hint there.
Yeah, the song hint is kind of a hit or miss this season. Sometimes it can be, you know, useful if it's something like Ice and it's like very late in the seed, but more times than not, I found it to be not that effective since it's just a song. By the time you get the hint, you already got the song, right? Especially with how often runners prioritize songs for movement, so... Yeah, we're gonna see a good old Kakariko play here.
And as they're making this Kakariko play, we already have guesses on what the hint and requirements are going to be here because of the high requirement on these dungeons, like Natherian is pointing out in chat. So if we go back and look, our highest priority is going to be completing Fire Temple with our Spirit Medallion and Twin Rova for our Shadow. But looks like Spirits in DC, so that's basically free. But completing Spirit's another task. And, oh, there's Kokiri's sword, so that's actually going to help getting into Ice Cavern, should we need to do that.
Oh, is that path number 3 to Twin Rova? Yes, it is.
Oh, no. Was that GTG?
Yes, that was GTG.
We are traveling Hyrule for Twin Rova today. So Nutherian killed it out. I'm sure other people saw that coming as well.
So it was Jabu, we have so far Jabu, Zora's Fountain, and GTG to Twin Rova. As we get Vanilla Storms from the Windmill.
You know, getting that Kokiri sword open is kind of nasty.
Yeah, I know, I'm not sure, you know, both of these guys are friends of Hyper, you know, Hyper's on their team. The reason I bring up Hyper of all people is because he's the Rush Ice guy, so we'll see if they subscribe to his school of thought. But, skull hints, and they're dead, so I'll be honest, one thing that I know about Alpha and a lot of other people know about Alpha, including Oak, Alpha is very good at Skull Seeds, so Oak is definitely relieved to see no Skulls here, I would say.
Yeah, I think we were talking about the main gap between these two is just in execution. Alpha has a ton of play, placed higher than Oak. However, Oak in his first match against Mr. Mario here in brackets was very close. And honestly, it just came down to one main mistake by Oak, which he left a silver key behind, which burnt over 3 minutes, which is pretty crazy considering he lost by, I think, less than 2 minutes. So Oak is definitely no slouch this season either. So Alpha's going to need to be on top of his game here if there's not opportunities to make up with execution. And we did see light arrows are also in Zora's Fountain. So the game really wants us to get up there.
We have something in Graveyard, and both of them opening at the same time to get hook shot. So very early hook shot here for both of them.
All right. Let's see what's on the Graveyard crate. Wallet?
It's a wallet. Yep, wallet.
Pyro, we can't say baby seed yet. We have some pretty nasty dungeon requirements here. But if it is a baby seed, will you provide us the formula? You're on restream. We gotta start this race off right with puns and a Dampe race in under 7 minutes. So get your guesses in on their times.
You know, it's not just the dungeons themselves that have heavy requirements. The paths also have heavy requirements, because we gotta do Jabu. So... Jabu's being vanilla and a stone, that's a yikes.
No, I agree. That means we definitely need to find Rudo's letter at some point.
Wow,
And
both
there's
with 47. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, they're both here to play today, that's for sure. Yeah, I think the reason you're seeing a pretty similar opening from these two is based on the information you have. It just routes out to go density here as adult, which now they're both kind of routed that out. Now they're going child. I'm going to start working through that. So we might start seeing some divergence depending on what info they get. And maybe once we get around to areas where they feel more comfortable. But it looks like, yeah, we're going to see a Warp Song immediately from Oak to go check Saria's song. And Half actually wants to check the child start, so we're already seeing a divergence here.
Yeah, interesting decision in my opinion to check child spawn with no prelude, but it looks like child spawn is in Colossus. Oh boy, that's not a very helpful child spawn for sure.
No.
Especially because we start with Requiem, so it just doesn't help us.
Yeah, not at all.
But yeah, we got Song of Time from the Vanilla Saria song check, so Child SFM. Alpha's going to head to Ranch here. Oak gonna most likely just clear up Woods checks. I don't think Oak is gonna do anything too crazy like he did against Mario, where he skipped pretty much all the checks in Woods. I think he's gonna slow it down a little bit more, especially with the heavy dungeon requirements.
Yeah, you could also be thinking that, you know, Mr. Mario, he'd afford to maybe lose that game here, but neither of these runners want to go 0-2. So playing super aggressive here might be a little bit more worrying than maybe making some trades on balancing aggression and being safe. But it looks like Oak's going to get remote scrub here, and Alpha's going to get Lon Ranch checks going. There's a Frog's 2 hint again, and from the scrub we're going to be pulling another piece of heart. And here's Super Cuckoos on the right side, and Oak's gonna walk back out of here.
Nice thing is we got a Slingshot and Saria's song early too, so we can do quite a bit of Woods without orphaning too much for now. Of course, we'll need Bombs or Hammer to come back for Woods checks if they have something, but the child checks are typically the ones that get orphaned the most, just because the item requirements can sometimes be scattered, so it'll be pretty efficient here for both runners.
Yeah, I agree. And as getting pointed out in chat by Nath, again, Spirit actually has some pretty easy access there at Dodongo's Cavern. So if either of these runners get up there and they're able to get in as child, so we're going to need to blow up that boulder. We already have Slingshots, so we could actually do a pretty good amount of the child side already. Again, though, that's totally dependent on whether we can get rid of the boulder. And there's Prelude for some extra movement, which would be nice considering our child spawn is terrible at Colossus.
Yeah, that helps. We still don't know where the dead song is, actually, which is a little bit interesting. Oh, there's a scale on Ocarina minigame. So that is all the river checks in play now, as well as Domain.
Yeah, this actually routes really nice for Oak. If he really wanted to push that, he could. It looks like he is actually going to walk out to Kokiri, though, and check this grotto before maybe going back into Lost Woods. This is another grotto that's kind of easy to leave behind as well. And nothing back in the silo for Alpha. Oak's going to grab a hit here, which is a duplicate of that river to twin. Ooh, pulling shoes out of here. That's really nice.
I don't know if he's gonna go back for the grottos and potentially, go back to river through here now, actually. Because he does have to turn in the Kokiri sword, most likely. I don't see him, not doing that, even though it's ice today, which might not be required. You don't want to take that risk. So what I'd like to see from Oak is probably turn in K-sword, play Serenade, and then do a Child Lake into Domain, into River play. That would chain nicely.
Yeah, I agree. And Alpha's doing Child Market. Yeah, we're about to see what's on Shooting Gallery here. It's another piece of heart. Yeah, early scale is Segway Bot is, pointing out in chat. We haven't seen a lot this season. We've seen it maybe a couple of times, but I feel like we've seen a lot of seeds where you just don't find scale at all, or it's too late for it to matter. But that scale, especially early on when you still haven't done your first child segment, makes for routing a lot more efficiently. You're not having to double back as much, and that was a 10-pack for Oak, so he's going to put those chews to work for sure.
This is also a very interesting route from Alpha. It's kind of not as standardy, I would say. Not as like standard. He's instead of doing Child Woods checks, he's gonna go through Kakariko, get Dampe Digging done, as well as some, I guess some potential DMT checks are possible here. Also gonna get to work on some skulls, but meantime, Oak is gonna check back of Deku, which is interesting. I guess he's really prioritizing that information, which I think is good, considering you already have a triple robot path. You definitely want to fill up those paths and get as much information early as possible. Not too early, but generally within an hour and a half, it'd be nice to have 5 paths.
No, yeah, I agree. I don't think Oak's forgetting about anything here. Now he's going to check the child spawn, find that it's Colossus, and now he's just going to go, well, I'll play Serenade anyway, screw it. But yeah, in this season, we've seen quite a few seeds determined by just one person missing a path or not, and then just kind of digging in the wrong direction. So I think Oak just doesn't want that to happen to him this seed, and I can't blame him for it.
So Burning Cact is Epona's hint, which is pretty interesting for logical reasons, I suppose. Because we don't have Long Shot yet. Of course, GTG is Shadow. So Shadows are Light Medallion. I guess that's pretty reasonable, to be honest. Now, it looks like Oak is gonna follow in Alpha's footsteps and get Ranch done. It is a song location. Unfortunately, he's not gonna get rewarded with too much in the items department, but we'll get that prelude. Meanwhile, Alpha getting Dampe Digging done, but it is nothing.
Yeah, this is a nice way for Oak to burn off the rest of time of day, which it looks like he's going to have just barely enough time to get a Lon during the day here. And Alpha now in Windmill. It's going to drain the well, which will give access to Deku, which will give us our Force Medallion, which can get us a Prelude check. So another song pretty early here.
Okay, yeah, so that's definitely a strong play. It's not unreasonable to do, especially with all of Deku open. Even if it was a stone, it would be a solid play just for the density.
Yeah, absolutely. This is also logically very early, given Storms was vanilla. We just found K-Sword sitting out there in Kakariko, so then Slingshot was also just sitting in Kak for free as well as adult. So the C's definitely like, hey, why don't you go in Deku? Which, sure enough, here's a big chest for Alpha on the first check, which is Goron Tunic. Nice to have.
Yeah, can't complain about that, especially because we gotta do Fire this seed.
Yeah.
Another big chest in Deku.
Oh, goodness.
It is Din's Fire. Alright.
Well, we won't need to worry about Fire Arrow entry today, I suppose. Finding Din's already there.
Yeah, of course that is what we need for Forest Temple access, as Forest Temple is in Shadow today. Granted, we don't know where our Nocturne is yet, so that is still a question that is quite in the air, as it could be all dungeons for Nocturne. That's quite a strong possibility.
Yeah, Phantom Ganon's holding our Fire Medallion, so if we can't have Nocturne on Burning Cac, which we already know from the Epona's example, but that also deprioritizes a bit, so if we see this dungeon later, I wouldn't be surprised. Nocturne on OOT is definitely a possibility as Alpha pulls Lens here from Deku. Okay.
Alpha's getting a lot of items, but none that help him right now. Still, you want Dins. But I'm sure he's kind of hoping a little bit more for like Bomb Bag or something. Meanwhile, Oak is gonna do his favorite check, child fishing. I say that with utmost sarcasm, as he he hates child fishing. It's a trauma check for him.
I can tell by the
probably why
way
he's doing it.
I can tell by the way he's handling his fishing rod. Yeah, quite the wiggle strat there. Definitely doesn't want to be there. Wants to get out.
Oh,
There's strength, and so good thing he's not traumatized away from checking it, because that's probably our first strength of the day for this seed.
Yeah. I'm interested to see when Alpha will get that. I think he will come to it at some point with Serenade open. And, you know, a routing well of other things, but it is a matter of when, so... For now, most likely, Oak gonna do the Lake, Child Domain, River play, I imagine, if he wants to just max out the efficiency of checks. Maybe even buy some beans down a river. I don't know what he would need beans for, though. The only thing I could think of is, like, for the Bolero pad, but that's about it.
Yeah. But we've already seen the Arch, which didn't seem to be anything, and we know Graveyard's just a wallet. At best, DMC, but we'll see when we get there. Ice Cavern's Path to Bane. We're doing ice today, gamers.
Well, Hyper is right yet again. How does he keep getting away with it?
Tournament organizer shenanigans.
Yeah, tournament organizer rigged it. That's it.
Hyper in the tournament organizer next in. Oh my god, Typer just got into my. Yeah, he's just basically like, I want people to rush ice this season. I think on Rudo's letter spot. I don't think so, because Oak swam by it.
Yeah, it's most likely that our fifth path is going to be to Volvagia, considering it's Spirit Medallion and we haven't gotten a path for it yet. So most likely we're going to have a 5 bridge path seed, which has some interesting logical implications for sure. It gives us a lot of good reverse info where items are. So in that sense it can be kind of helpful. Domain
Yeah, it
getting
doesn't seem
done
like any
for
of these paths have been fulfilled yet, but I don't foresee them sitting for too long.
Is there anything on chickens today? Nope.
Pre-shield.
And now Alpha playing Prelude. That is a interesting decision. I wonder if he's going adult again early here without even. Yeah, he's just going adult. He's ripping it on adult. That is an interesting decision, considering if you really think about it, how much does he? Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. Getting the Prelude song. So let's see what this is first, if it's worth this time. And it is ZL. Okay, so pretty good pickup for Alpha. It will be a little bit awkward to really make use of it, I think, with his route, just because he went to Graveyard and then had to come back. So it's not... I don't think it's going to help too much immediately. But now he's going to most likely just clean up all the checks that Oak did in Woods, and we'll see if he follows a similar route. It's going to be... Really, Child Lake is the biggest question for him right now, I'd say.
No, I agree. Yeah, I saw Alpha going adult. I'm like, I think he's just going to pull the song and go back to Child, because there's not too much else we could do as adult right now. Nothing that's a nice dense play. Child still has better options for now, such as Oak going down river to grab this Cucko. And I think he's going to grab one thing of beans here, and he's just going to go back up river, and we might see him check storms on frogs on the way by. and then grab the hints while he's here and check out the grottos. Chat's already trying to predict Ocarina of Time, but what do we need?
Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of that, on a similar note, I was gonna say, you know how we can have a junk song, right? But that can be an item. So what if Ocarina of Time is something really weird like hover boots? Just hypothesizing here.
That'd be quite the monkey's paw of a wish. Like, I hope Ocarina of Time's not an important song, and then it ends up being an important item. We haven't seen that this season.
Unlikely. We haven't seen it this season. I think it will happen someday in like maybe a pickup race, but it would be cool to see it happen in a restream match, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the giggles, you know.
No, I agree. But as to your point earlier, Ink, chat's pointing it out that since Alpha already went out to CAC, did all that stuff as child, he might not get around to checking Composer's Grave anytime soon. To be fair, at this point though, it's probably just a warp song.
There's a good chance it's Nocturne actually, and there's OT Nocturne. It is AD, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Get comfy, everybody. It's AD. Now, we don't need more than 20 skulls this seed, because we know 30, 40, 50's dead. So, we're no AD 50 skull memes. But, the longer this seed goes, the more opportunity there is to make errors in your execution. So this might be a little bit of endurance as the pressure's on for both of these participants. Again, this is an elimination round from the tournament. And they're friends, so I'm sure they want to give each other a nice competitive match as well. No easy wins here.
Yeah, neither of these two want to give the other an easy win. I know Alpha was saying earlier, he just hopes it's not like a two dungeon lead. Somebody has a 2 dungeon lead, and you know it's just a wash. He wants it to be at least close. So we'll see if it ends up being that way. In the meantime, Oak is waiting a little bit extra for Dampe digging. It's unfortunately not gonna benefit him, but of course only we know that. He doesn't.
Yeah, he's just burning his eyes open. Now he's shaking off the retina damage right here. It's a good strat. Makes your face feel a little bit better. All right, now he's going in to go check Dampe. This is a check that's easy to orphan as well. Like, as you were talking about, easy to orphan child checks. So just not leaving anything behind. And then Alpha's finally getting around to Kokiri here, opening up the tree, and gonna go around and get skulls, not wanting to leave the 10 or 20.
There is one thing that is gonna save Oak a little bit of time over Alpha already, though. That's quite nice, and that is that Oak got a chickens sometimes hint, so he knows that chickens are dead, whereas Alpha did chickens without the hint. So that's a good 40-45 seconds he'll be able to save, not needing to do that check.
Yeah, that's true. Getting those hits at the right time, they could add up. You know, 40 seconds could be a deciding factor at some point in this race. So being able to skip it's always great.
This is, I think, a solid play from Alpha's side. This is gonna be a, most likely, I'm just speculating, he's gonna get these Bomble Grottos in Woods, SFM, maybe do Child Goron City, clear that, and then go into Child Spirit, which is in the Dodongo's Cavern entrance. Of course, Child Spirit, quite a few of the checks are out of logic. Some of them are in logic already, since we do have a slingshot, but we don't really care about that. We have bomb juice, so I think Alpha's just gonna get that piece of progression done. That's really what he cares about.
Yeah, and if he finds another explosive source from these chews, you'll just keep in mind, okay, maybe that was logically explosive locked, but hey, I got a bomb bag now, screw it, or whatever it may be. So we're definitely going to put these chews to work where we can. And Oak finishing up here in Child Graveyard is going to roll back out. And here goes Alpha checking these Lost Woods grottos, which we haven't seen yet. Goron City's a recovery heart?
I believe that was the Goron City Hammer Rocks then.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
Oak draining the well.
Spirit. Oh, I was gonna say yeah, Child Spirit. Somebody in chat mentioning Child Spirit is in logic with the strength we have. So yes, the first 4 checks in Child Spirit are in logic. However, Alpha doesn't know that part yet either. Only Oak knows that, but I think Alpha doesn't really care about that logical intricacy. It's progression. Like he doesn't know. He does know. Or actually, no, he doesn't know all dungeons either at this point. To be honest, so
no, he hasn't gotten that hint from Zora River.
So that could be big. Another thing that's big is if these Child Goron City checks pay out for Alpha, I would say. Since it'll be sometime before Oak does them. So far, nothing though.
Oh, yeah, looks like he's going to do Goron Pot here with chews. So hopefully this is worth the chew. These are all checks that are easy to abandon, so doing them now is a great job. Oh, yeah, Alpha's setting up for the chew strat here.
Oh. That doesn't look right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's resetting for that one.
Maybe he forgot it? I don't know.
Might be rusty.
Okay,
This doesn't come up that often, but it comes up enough to knowing it is nice.
Alright, he's gonna wing it. He's gonna wing it, boys. Let's see.
Let's see it.
Yep, that's good.
Nice. See, it worked out. It was fine. Didn't lose much time doing that.
Set up, schmet up. Who cares?
Yeah, just... And he gets paid for it. Then he doesn't even care. Oh well, got it out of the way. Only used 1 chew on it. Didn't waste the chew. That's the big save there. While Oak is getting through Deku, finding his Dins and Lens. And Alpha's gonna head out to Death Mountain Trail. I don't think we've seen the Storms Grotto yet on DMT.
We have not. So all these DMT checks are gonna be new. I think Child Goron City not paying off, Alpha doesn't know it, but it would have been very nice if it did, because it would take some time for Oak to get around to those checks. Now, Oak could reasonably skip it from his point of view, but we'll see if he ends up coming back for those. In the meantime, nothing in DMT Storms. See if there's anything more in DMT, as Alpha's gonna do a couple peeks here. Nothing in the wall either.
This Bonflower blocks you more often than I would like it to. Oh, cool. We're in fashion percent. There we go.
Speaking of fashion, Oak trying to pull off some swag strats in Deku, but unfortunately didn't get it, so instead of doing the Sundari skip, he'll do the very generic B1 skip.
And he got it. And Alpha's first in the Child Spirit, as you guessed, Ink. So he's just going to head in and he's going to get all these checks that he can over on this side, or at least the first 2.
There's a good chance that Oak actually, after finishing Deku, follows him in here, because he's pretty close by. First look at Child Spirit, and we got just a brown chest, so we might be locked out here. We are not locked out?
I can't tell.
Yeah, we're not locked out. All right,
All right.
the climb is on.
Yeah, it's Core saying in chat. I think Oak's probably gonna go check Prelude here pretty quickly. Going into Child Spirit is tempting though, but Oak has a lot of information, so he knows that the Prelude song may be very important, which we know here on Restream is definitely Zelda's Lullaby. And oh yeah, no, actually he's equipping Choose.
Yeah, this
So yeah, he might go
is
up to DMT.
most likely a DMT play then. So he's most likely
Yeah.
gonna follow Alpha in here, as Alpha does some more of Child Spirit, another key, but still no items. I imagine he'll go at least to the Sunblock room.
And Oak's checking 10 skulls, which is 5 rupees. So we still have 20 left to check.
Also, our first look at the Redead Grotto here for Oak. No, actually, Alpha did this, right? Did Alpha use it too?
No, he didn't.
That's what I thought. It seemed like he might have, but I guess not. Meanwhile, still nothing out of Child Spirit. You're gonna see the Sunblock room, and then I imagine Alpha's gonna bail from doing anything more.
Yeah, unfortunately, nothing coming up for Alpha in these plays yet so far, but we're only 34 minutes in. There's a lot of the sea left to do, and our runners are already taking different routes here. So we'll see if Alpha gets anything in here, which if he does, we know Oak will be not too far behind on that one. But I'm curious to see what Alpha does next after he leaves Spirit.
Nothing in Sunblock room either, not even a key. So, Alpha gonna bail here. It looks like Oak is gonna take the long way around DMT and use the Bomb Flower to open up the DC entrance, which is Spirit. Alpha gonna also turn around, go to Kakariko, and this seems like a Composer Grave play, just to get the song out of the way.
Yeah, he doesn't know it, but you're not coming back here with Nocturne anytime soon, so if you're nearby, now is the time to check it.
Yeah, this is gonna be kind of good for him. He doesn't know it yet. He definitely wants to get this done. Is what he doesn't know, but will learn once he goes to River or gets the other copy of the hymn, whichever one comes first. However, I don't think he'll be mad at the Child Spirit play, because it's progression, and he'll be thinking most likely Oak is going to do the same thing at some point. And Oak is doing the same thing right now. But yeah, it's just progression. I think just the child-grown stage checks will be probably something he won't feel as good about, if anything. And once he looks back on this, those not paying out, it's a little bit unfortunate. But we're gonna get our first look at the Composer Grave here on Alpha's side.
Yeah, we'll finally see what song this is.
If it is a song, it might not be.
Oh yeah, could be our junk.
It is
It's
our junk.
and it's not an important item. Sorry. Maybe next seed. And Alpha doing flame storage strats here to check the torches. Nope.
Does not pay out either.
Yeah, Alpha coming up dry early in this seed. As chat's talking about though, they're wagering whether or not Oak's going to climb after Spirit. It's kind of hard to Leaf Child Goron City, but the difference here is Oak doesn't have Zelda's Lullaby yet. So climbing up to Goron City, that's already one check out of the way. and then he can't start the pot. That's 2. So it's just a less dense play for him right now. So I'd agree that climbing is definitely less appealing.
Yeah, after Sunblock Room, most likely Oak will go adult. Oh, waste a chew though. It's not so good. 2 chews.
Oh no.
That's not gonna feel good.
No. Alright, so Alpha is checking Great Fairy Fountain here.
Yeah, this is the Colossus Fairy, of course. He can get the Hyrule Castle Fairies, chat points out. We'll see if he ends up doing it. I know he doesn't really like that check too much, though. So, it's a bit of an awkward one-off. But I think it is a solid play to do it. You also get a hint on the way and the skull, so it's not that bad. But now he's gonna do Lake, so this is basically what he needs to be doing to, you know, catch up to Oak in terms of equipment. As there was a strength on Child Fishing, so he'll get his strength now. Most likely follow up with Domain and River.
Yeah, chat's begging Alpha to check back of Lake to find the foolish hints. I don't think Alpha ever checks back of Lake. If either of these runners are going to do it, it's going to be Oak. But even then, Oak already has so much info, he's not going to be worrying about out-of-the-way checks.
Yeah, that's definitely correct. One thing about Alpha is that he really doesn't like going too out of the way for hints. I've kind of like grilled him on that sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah.
But even I don't go for back of lake hints unless I'm desperate, so I wouldn't blame him either. At least for those particular hints.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Alpha's caught up progression-wise with the strength. Oak's now getting around to Child Market while he's shooting Gallery. Can't do Bomb Shoe Bowling yet. And Alpha's going to swim into Zora's Domain here and start... setting Scarecrow first, then Zora's Domain, and basically start taking the route Oak did earlier, so likely out to River, get information there, learn this is AD, and just live with it, because that's all you can do at this point.
Child shooting is hard, ladies and gentlemen.
Honestly, I think adult shooting's easier just because the projectile's faster, so I agree, child shooting's hard.
Oh, 100% agree. This is like one of the hardest checks in the game. Like, I'm not even memeing. Like, it's actually hard.
Yeah.
Well, this is not a play that I see Alpha make very often.
You think he's gonna burn a chew on the Scrub Grotto?
Yeah, I think he's gonna burn. I think this is a Southfield Valley play, which is interesting because there's 2 places that Alpha hates the most, and one of them is called Field, and the other one is called Valley. So, so to see him do this is a bit out of character, but maybe a bit more worried because the seed has been kind of dry, and you know, also it's a 1v1, so. Oh, Deku Tree to Volvagia!
Yep.
Hey!
There you go. Whoa! That's probably our... Let's see, where's fire?
Dins.
Inside Forest.
Yeah, probably like Hammers Inside Forest or something like that, and the Din's path. Could also be the Goron Tunic. Or the Lens.
Could be.
Ooh!
Oh, there's actually
hello.
Strength too. Okay. Alpha getting bailed out on this routing here, because if he feels bad about anything, I'd agree it's the Goron City, like you mentioned earlier. Putting all that time in, especially doing the chew check on the pot, feels bad. So I think he's making a gamble here to try and make up some time on checks that maybe Oak wouldn't do, which, to be fair, Oak's in DC right now. Oak is not bothered with field yet. So pulling Strength 2 is big. There's our first Foolish. Didn't quite see what it was.
It's Spirit Temple. Spirit Temple.
Oh, that's crazy.
After you already did Child Spirit, that's a feels bad, man. Alright, well... That Strength 2 is at least gonna be very good for Alpha. He'll definitely be happy with that. Electing not to continue on to Valley here, so... Still a Valley hater, not a field, but maybe converted to field.
Yeah, maybe he's cutting the difference here and being like, okay, I got a path hint, I got strength 2, that's good enough. Let's go adult. Getting that foolish hit on Oak's side though, Oak knows there's nothing going to be in Spirit now. Alpha doesn't have that, so I'm really hoping Alpha doesn't go out of his way to start pushing Spirit checks. He has a lot of other stuff to do right now, so I don't think that's going to be the case, but just something to keep in mind here as we watch, as he plays Minuet.
Yeah, the one thing that's awkward for Alpha is he's much lower on choose compared to Oak. He's gonna go for this first check in Fire Temple, Force Fire being in 4-700s. Oh, there's a big chest in DC though, on the Oak side. And it is BFAs, so nice quality of life, but nothing more than that.
Yeah,
but
well,
yeah,
we know yeah, if we can find magic, that'd be nice for the Acquired Ice.
Yeah, magic and a bow, but first check of fire, not paying out for Alpha, unfortunately. Like I said, he's kind of in an awkward position just because of his chew count. Oak has 4 chews, Alpha only has 2, and Oak is at least using them on progression, which might make him feel better. It depends if it pays out, but at least he's got the strength 2 going for him. That's gonna take Oak a bit of a while to find.
Yeah, it's just a shame that Ice is in GTG's in the Ice Cavern entrance, which we still can't do too much in there. I guess we can't do the bow checks. We could do some other stuff, but we know that the maze is already dead. So other than pursuing the path for Rova, not super excited in there. People are already guessing Icy Waters and Fountain, maybe. Magic could be one of these 3 Rova paths.
Alpha might go for it just because he doesn't know about AD, so he might be thinking to play more aggressive. But there's a big chest in DC again for Oak, and that's gonna be a bomb bag out of logic. So that's gonna be very big for him, yeah.
So there still should be another source of bomb or the hammer out there somewhere, since that's locked. But we don't care again. We're like, that's a nice note to have, but getting bombs right here, especially when Oak was starting to run low on choose, I don't think Oak could ask for anything better.
Yeah, that is definitely... I mean, it's difficult to say if it's a bigger advantage than the strength 2 that Alpha pulled. Time will tell, but for now, that's definitely another thing that I think might have propelled Oak into the lead. Again, difficult to say.
Yeah, it's still pretty early.
The strength 2 was in Southfield, unhinted in the grotto. Oh, okay, so Alpha's going for adult Goron City checks. And Stone of Agony.
Ooh. Yeah, this Goron City was bait today. Stone of Agony hints for S10. No way, Tomatok. Get out of here. And Goron Link has for Alpha today 5 rupees.
Yep, so Goron City was barren, actually. Hasn't paid out of anything. So it might be the other Foolish, as chat's pointing out. It might be. We don't know.
Another slingshot onto Dongo. Alpha's gonna get around to checking Bolero now.
Yeah, this might be a vanilla bolero, actually. I think it has to be. Oh no, there's songs out there.
Yeah, there's other songs
songs.
like that one, Sun Song.
So that means bolero's in ice, which... Oh, so, okay. The path in ice is most likely bolero for bomb the well access. Most likely.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, because bomb the well has 3 major items, so surely one of them is pretty important, if we had to guess. How useful it will actually be, though, we'll have to see. The reason I say that is because there's a chance that something really vague, like a bottle, is just out there very early, somewhere early that we haven't seen. And that leads to ice, and then our first bombs are in Bomb of the Well. It's like, oh great, well, can be anywhere then. Since we still don't have logical explosives. We still don't. The explosives were out of logic.
Yeah, and Alpha's here in DC, which he doesn't know this yet, but he's out of choose, and the bomb bag in here is bomb locked. So, really unfortunate, really bad luck for Alpha.
If he had one shoe to get checks, he would be able to get it, but he doesn't, unfortunately, so he'll have to do what he can in DC and come back.
Yep.
In the meantime, Oak gonna do Composer Grave as adult, and find out that is the dead song. It'll be interesting to see what Oak does after this, though. He's in a bit of an awkward position, because he has bombs. They're out of logic. But there's... the amount of good plays here, it's a little bit awkward, so...
Yeah.
Alpha gonna... Oh! Shoes for Alpha!
Oh, he pulled shoes in DC, another 10-pack. Alright, he got bailed out. And he's gonna open this path. And, I'm assuming he's just gonna go walk around, do the rest of the checks, and he will get his bomb bag in here. So, yeah, Oak didn't open that chest earlier. Or if he did, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he didn't open it. So, yeah, Alpha never punished.
Damn.
That's actually gonna be massive for Alpha, that
Yeah,
shoe
that's
pull.
huge.
Because bombs were his holdup, and now it's not gonna be, so he just has a strength 2 over Oak for now.
Rock Chalk in the chat saying he's going to steal from Alpha. Can't believe Rock Chalk needs to steal anything from Alpha. That guy's pretty good.
I stole the same shoe set from Alpha, so
I guess that's a cool shoe setup.
yeah. So it's okay, Rock Chalk will hold hands in DC and do the same setup in our
There you
match.
go. When Oak did Child Lake, did he set Scarecrow? Yes, they both set Scarecrow as Child, so they just need to grab it. How's the seed going? It's all dungeons for Nocturne, but there's nothing on 30, 40, 50 skulls, so not the longest seed this season, but still a lot to learn. Yes, Alpha will be getting Bomb Bag here because he will see that bomb lock big chest and he's gonna go get it.
I think the one thing that Oak does have over Alpha right now is the AD hint. Alpha actually does not know it's AD because he hasn't been to River yet, so...
At least
For now-
Alpha got the Spirit
Yeah.
Foolish check here, so he got bailed out of going to Spirit early as adult.
Yeah, at least there's that. And of course Alpha does have the strength too, so... They both have something going for them in that regard. Oak will need to do a little bit to kind of catch up on the checks, I would say, but Alpha is missing information, so yeah, still pretty even.
Yeah, Oak's gonna do what he can of Goron City as adult here, go out to that Bolero check to get Sun Song, do the rest of DMC. Probably check DMT Fairy, says he's up here and he has the explosives to get in. Alpha did not, or he didn't want to use the explosives to get in. So, might see one extra check here, and then Oak can grab the other hint from Trail. After that, yeah, Oak's starting to get in a weird position to where he has a few options he could pursue. Do you think this is a seed where we'll see hookshot extension to get across the bridge?
No, because the GTG entrance isn't very helpful for us right now, and it's pretty deep in logic, it seems, considering where Epona's is. If we presume that Epona's is required, which it very well might be, considering Shadows are light medallion, Shadows in the GTG entrance, and really we need... Burning Cack isn't like that heavy, but it's still pretty far out. Between all those things, it's unlikely there's going to be anything worthwhile for the early game there.
Yeah, I agree. It's, doesn't look like it would be super important today.
Actually, now that I think about it, because it's AD for Nocturne, which locks Burning Cack, it's even deeper. So, probably the only thing over in Shadow Temple is like Mirror Shield, which you don't need until the end of the game. Since there is something for the bridge in Shadow Temple, that's why it wasn't hinted. Or maybe it can't be hinted because Hovers is required for the bridge, and we don't need Dins to beat Shadow, but we do need it to beat Fire anyway, so I guess that's also redundant. So maybe Shadow just can't be hinted, like there's just... Everything for Shadow is for Fire Temple, and... Or everything for Shadow is logically needed for for Fire Temple, excuse me, and we can get over there with either Longshot or Epona's, I guess. I think Longshot is also bridge, so... Yeah, maybe it's just not hintable, maybe there's just nothing in Shadow. That's why I didn't get a hint for it. You see DMT Fairy for Oak, and it is another shield.
Man, he is going to go back out here for the other hint.
Yeah, now Oak's a little bit in an awkward position, like you said. Not that many good options, especially none that are like really in logic. You could do something like Field, but walking through Field kind of feels bad.
Yeah, I think he's going to dip into Fire here and do what he can.
Yeah, Alpha already did this, and came up empty. Alpha now doing Adult Fishing, which is a check in logic for both of them, so this could very well be what's bottlenecking us.
If we get paid out on fishing twice, might pull my hair out.
Okay. No Adult Fishing.
Hair remains.
Yes, Burrito's hair was sweating there for a bit, but it'll be okay.
Yeah.
It won't be all over the floor.
No. I mean, I guess you probably don't want hair in your burrito, so probably everyone's pretty upset about this outcome. Okay, never mind. Zavi's not. Shouts to Zavi. We're going to see top of lab. I've had access to this for a while. So this might also pay out. After this... Alpha, where are you going, dude?
Yeah, good question. Oh, there's a bow!
Whoa. Okay, well, that's a great pull for Alpha, but Oak's going to get that pretty soon here. So that progression lead's not going to stand for very long, but it looks like Alpha is going to play Minuet and is heading to... Do you think this is an ice play Skip Zora
Yeah.
to get into GTG, yeah.
Yep, 100%. And
Alright.
it's path. Zora's Fountain's double path. There's a good chance he actually can't get one of the items there, which will really suck. Unless he pulls Iron Boots out of GTG, right? But in terms of density and just, you know, hoping you can maybe pull a bottle to do ice out of logic between those two things. Pretty solid play, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Chad was asking, like, logically, what does that bow even mean besides adult archery? And I'm like, well, logically, yeah, not a lot, since Forrest is hiding inside Shadow Temple today, so can't get in there and do anything there. Still can't get into water. But out of logic, hey, that bow is pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet. This is going to be Alpha's first time in Zora's River. So now he's going to do these checks and find out the news about AD. But yeah, this boat doesn't open up much logically. There's most likely a bottle out there to put ice in play, and that will lead us to Bomb the Well, which will open up some actual logical things. But the only things that are in play are just Cack Archery, 20 Skulls, and Valley. That's about it, pretty much. Now, Oak is doing South Field, which will be very good for him, because he's going to pull his Strength 2 and basically be caught up with Alpha.
Yeah, I think he's going to do the Scrub Grotto here, pull that Strength 2, then he's going to go over to the Remote Grotto, and I don't think he's going to push Valley. I think Valley play, if we were going to see it, we're going to see it earlier than this. I think if anyone's getting out to Valley, it's if they get stuck.
Yeah, most likely we just run out of things to do, or we're looking for our logic. Then we might go to Valley. There's a good chance the letter's in Valley, actually. For our first bottle as well, which we do need.
Yeah, we still haven't found a bottle. We still can't do ice. And we're an hour in now with that, by the way. So welcome everyone to Zelda Speedruns. This is Season 9 of the main tournament. This is our Group 2 Elimination Match 1. So whoever loses this match is not coming back, unfortunately, for the season. But again, someone's got to go 0-2. Today we're watching Oakishi versus Alpha. Been a very interesting match so far, but we want to thank our trackers, Luke and Tumbletalk, for keeping everything steady, as well as Tumbletalk for restreaming for us today. And thanks for being here, Ink. Appreciate your insights as always.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Burrito. I'm having a blast.
It's always pretty hype to watch two friends race.
Yeah, of course. And it's still very close race, actually, looking at what the two runners have done. Since Oka's now going to follow Alpha into GTG, and Alpha's done some checks that Oak hasn't done, Oak's done some checks that Alpha hasn't done, so they're still very, very even.
Yeah, it's just a lot of the checks that Alpha has done aren't ones Oak's probably going to get around to anytime soon, such as Child Goron City. So if Oak can avoid those, that can help save him some time. Right now, it looks like Oak is going to do the same that Alpha's doing and head up to Ice Cavern entrance for the GTG play. And Alpha pulled a claim check hint there, saying claim check is dead.
We're going to get our first look at Zora's Fountain Fairy. Of course, Zora's Fountain not only has our light arrows today, but is path to Twinrova. So there's lights and another important item here. We'll see what this first check is, and it is light arrows in the Fountain Fairy.
Okay, well, found that, resolved that one. I guess there wasn't many places it could be, so whatever.
However, the bad news is there's something in Icy Waters that we can't get, so we will have to come back here with Iron Boots. to get our path to Twinrova. Depending on what it is, I couldn't see
Was
what
those
that was.
hovers?
Yeah, that looked like hovers to me too. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it was small on comm page, but it looked a little goldish. But hard to see.
Might have been Rang too, actually.
Yeah.
Are you gonna dig for it?
No, I'm too lazy for that, dude.
Okay, fair enough. We'll see if we can get it on Oak screen.
Yeah, like I got a second shot at it. Let's see what Oak does. Oh, he's actually leaving. Ooh, spicy. Where are you going, dude?
Looks like Oak wants to kind of stay in logic here, so he's gonna push 20 skulls aggressively. That's what it seems like he's doing. He's pretty close, I think.
Yeah, he's been playing skulls a bit more aggressively than Alpha has. Hasn't gone too far out of the way, but Alpha just recently hit 10. So let's see. I think he's gonna grab the skull off the roof, and then maybe he'll be at 20.
The issue I think I have with this play for Oak is that most likely what's bottlenecking you is just a bottle, and there's a few of those out in the world. So if Alpha finds one out of logic, then he might just pull into the lead here. I say that because we have an ice cavern path to Bane, and that's most likely our letter, actually. Like, that's most likely pointing to our letter. So it's likely a regular bottle that's bottlenecking us, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's something like that. And yeah, Oak actually has 14 skulls, so he's not checking 20 yet, but he's going to do archery here. So like you said, I think he just really wants to stay in logic. And everyone appreciate the time save of playing Sun Song and Cow House rather than at the entrance and having to run back again. No, yeah, it's good routing. He's got to save as much time as he can. All right, we're getting information now from Palm in chat that, yeah, it looked like hover boots at the bottom of the fountain via Alpha's VOD. So if that is hover boots, Zora's River Pass to Twinrova being hover boots. Spirits? There's a hover logic to Spirit, right? Or am I crazy?
No, there isn't.
Okay.
The hover logic goes for Fire Temple. Most likely. That's why it wasn't listed. Unless there's something in Shadow. If Fire isn't hovers locked somehow, then there's something in Shadow, most likely. Oh, Sun's great for Oak. Yeah, we haven't seen this. Which is in Logic. This is another check that's in Logic.
He's really pushing for these logical checks right now. And he's not getting paid for it.
So, in Logic left, we have 20 skulls, which Oak has 14, as Alpha's getting a big chest in GTG, so hold that thought for a bit. We'll see what this potential path to Twinrova is. It is long shot. Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's just
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's that's not great.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. That's just either for AD or for key logic. I don't know what if right hand actually had a key. We didn't see it because the two runners do a peek that doesn't show you the key or what's on the hand rather. But yeah, not a very useful item in season 9 with Waterhawk enabled and all that.
No, the biggest implication here is we're in here out of logic, obviously. So we don't know when the long shot actually comes into play, but that could be our logical crossing to getting across the Valley Bridge. But again, we're not sure when we're actually supposed to be in GTG yet, because we haven't found Ruto's letter. So that doesn't give us too much information right now. Chat's also saying go shoot the sun with the bow. Good. That's true. That's also logically in there.
Yeah, nobody's gone around checking that yet, since we just got long shot, so... Alpha's just gonna finish up GTG first, and then... looks like he's winning out, actually, for health here to resets. That seems a bit odd. Oak, on the other hand, is taking a very different approach. Oak just wants to stay in logic and do the logical checks.
Yeah, he's got to go farm up a few rupees, but he'll likely go back in and do bomb shoe bowling, since that's in logic. For him now. Yeah, I know. He can do it, but like it's out of logic.
I think it would be smart still to do it just for the efficiency. Like, you don't know when you'll have to come back for it. So I do agree with that point.
Yeah.
But Lex not to here. Ranch is the other foolish.
Cool. Well, half of our foolishes were helpful, so...
Yeah, the spirit one was helpful. I'll agree with that.
That depending on where your keys are, you can route out a good portion of adult side spirit, and that again saves people from going in. And because we found strength 2 already, right? So that saves us from running in there. Alpha actually gonna shoot the sun. That's sick. Gonna have to wait there for a second. Okay, piece of heart.
Wait, what was that? Okay, arrows.
That's an arrow bundle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nothing in Tektite. Valley, here we come. Oak's going for it. It took us a little over an hour to get in here, but we're starting to get a little desperate on checks here.
Yeah, Alpha, on the other hand, looks like he's going back for logical stuff more so with this child play, since this seems more like a child cleanup. You know, he has some checks that are in logic. He has more checks in logic than Oak that he hasn't done yet. He has Domain, he has Frogs 1, and some various other ones, so... Yeah, it looks like...
Chat's bringing up Din's Fairy. That's still technically non-logic for us, though. I mean, you can go out of your way to grab it, and another hint, like you were talking about earlier, Ink, but Oak's looking for the logical answer here, so he might check it before going adult, but he's not going to push it.
You know what? Chat brought up a great point. I don't think we've seen Richard.
No, we haven't. We have some songs too.
Yeah, I think both runners just memory hold it, because both of them walked through market with that prelude and just didn't do it. Alright, Valley, there's our bottle.
There's the bottle! It's in Valley! Oak pausing, like, god damn it. Love the pause. Alright, that's Ice Cavern. We could do that now.
It is Ice Cavern. Where is Alpha going with this?
Shoe
bowling
Richard from Night Market? But he has bag. He's doing Night Market. There are zero majors. I think that's the first time I've seen 0 majors in a qual or tournament match this season.
Well, we know where Oak's going, and that is to Ice and then Bottom of the Well.
And he's rushing it too. He's not even going back for other child checks here in Market. He's not going to do Bomb Shoe Bowling. He's like, screw this. We're just going to go rush Ice.
Speaking of checks in Market, we are finally getting a look at Richard.
Letter! Ruda's letter on Richard. So that was just there the entire time. Classic. So that puts the long shot in logic very early.
Yeah, and actually that's very bad news for Oak because, like I said, he walked right by it. He might have memory hold it. Granted, at least he'll have Shoe Bowling to come back to because he's sort of made it less of an orphan with, you know, pairing the checks together and whatnot, along with Din's Fairy. But yeah, that would have been preferable to doing Valley, I think, from his point of view.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's still got the bottle, so he's like, hell yeah, let's rock. But since he was looking for that logical answer, he's still a little lost on what the game wanted him to do, which was to go save a dog. So, Alpha grabbing, what was this on Shoe Bowling that he wanted?
Irons.
Oh, the iron boots, cool. So now he can get, if those really are hovers down the fountain, I don't think he's gonna rush them, but he has access to them now.
Yeah. Okay, well, he actually has to turn in the letter, so that's gonna make him do domain and slow down a little bit before getting to ice. So there is that. Since Oka has an empty bottle, pretty much, or a bottle with contents that you can empty, Alpha has to actually turn in the letter.
Yeah, absolutely. Chat saying both these runners have to be feeling really bad. I don't think Oak feels bad with the Valley play, because Oak probably knows Alpha did not get out to Valley, most likely. I would say Alpha probably feels worse, because Alpha might go, oh, Oak might have did Richard way long ago and have that knowledge already. Or, you know, also done bomb shoot bowling earlier and have boots. But Oak hasn't, so... right now, if there was a lead for Oak, it was slim, and I'm still having a hard time figuring out who's ahead. It depends on what Oak pulls from here, if he pulls any major items.
You know, you were speaking of who might feel more behind. Alpha definitely feels more behind. And it's not for the reasons you mentioned, it's because Alpha always feels behind. He's a total gamer. The only person who rivals him in that is somebody in chat who is self-admitted as well, Pyra. So
oh, Chad pointing out though smartly, Oak is going to come out of here with 20 skulls, so this is very good skull routing at the end for him here. So this will get him another in logic check. But he really needs to get around to doing Child Market, Night, and Bowling, so...
I'm sorry, Pyra. I couldn't resist.
Alright, Alpha first into Jabu is going to do the checks that he can in here, which isn't much. But Chad was saying, you know, we could have a vanilla boomerang, and, you know, maybe... wait, what was that in the ice? Is that
was a boomerang? Yeah.
Okay, never mind. No vanilla ring today. That ring is on ice. This is very likely our ice to Bane, maybe?
No, that doesn't make sense. It has to be... Wait, what is our ice to Bane then?
It could be the song like you said earlier, but... like, so Bolero? But,
No, we have a scale, and we have a ZL available. Okay, and I'm really confused what this ice to Bane even is.
well, let's see where else Oak pulls from ice, and we'll see where it goes. Most people are guessing ice for bombs in bottom of the well. There was people who were guessing bombs in bottom of the well a while ago. Can Bane hint to magic? I think so.
Because our lights were on Fountain Fairy, so we have a scale that's Sphere 0. We have a letter that's Sphere 0. So we can turn in letter.
Bane is only for lights?
Yeah, it's only for lights.
Then... and lights were in Fairy Fountain, or Zora's Fountain Fairy.
Yeah, Rock Chalk is saying, yeah, no bomb bagging logic. So it's most likely just bombs and bomb the well, which I ironically called out. Path of the Hero still exists. I had it in my match against Juke, actually. And it was a Path of the Hero magic. But it can only be magic or bow in this season. It cannot be lights.
Yeah, we haven't seen that much this season. Like you said, it can happen, but usually we just get a Bane.
It's more rare because lights are out of the equation. Usually it points to lights. So it needs to be magic or... Oh, hang on.
Oh, Alpha got a big chest on the ring. Oh, that's strength 3.
Wait, what?
Wait. I mean, that's got to be our path to Rover, right? Probably.
Doesn't have to be. It could be something else. It could be a magic in Jabu later on. Since that's the main thing we're missing.
Yeah.
But Alpha going straight for OGC Fairy anyways. So we'll see what's on it. Maybe you can end up avoiding it if there is something else there.
No more choose. Cool. And yep, there's Bolero. Okay, Oak playing Prelude immediately, and is gonna go back to Child, and likely just play Bolero and chase it into Well. It's a dense location, but yeah, most likely he's just gonna pull a bomb bag here. While Alpha checks OGC.
It's 3 major items, so honestly the best thing you could pull here is probably something like Hammer. Since the main thing we're looking for that we don't have any information on. Right now, Hammer's kind of casino. Most likely Mirror's actually OGC Fairy dead, so Strength 3 is not our path. It's something else in Jabu.
Okay.
But going back to what I was saying, the Hover Boots path in Zora's Fountain most likely indicates that it's a Mirror Shield and Shadow. So we have some, or it's most likely pointing to Mirror Shield in some way. So we have some idea where Mirror Shield is. It's really Hammer that we don't know anything about between the two runners. But Magic and
there's
Well.
Magic and Well.
Okay, so what could be in Jabu then? Maybe Jabu has Mirror, but then why is Fountain Hover's Path to Rova?
Beats me, dude.
You know what's actually a funny possibility? Forest Temple as our first bombs.
You know, the longer the seed goes on, the more we discuss these possibilities of where bombs are, the more I'm like, I don't care anymore.
That's totally
like
fair.
whatever, man. I just have to feel like I feel like the seed just needs to reveal its secrets to us here as the runners get through. We found some pretty weird items so far, but yeah, it's most likely looking like it's for GTG. That long shot to Rova is probably the path. Ice Bolero to Well access for something in here. We still have 2 majors in here, and then yeah, probably something else in Jabu. Probably not the strength. Yeah, and that magic's bomb blocked, so.
It could be Hammer in Jabu and then bombs are just out there in the world.
Yeah. Thing is, we've seen most of the overworld checks at this point. The only thing we've really missed
that's
is...
true. Fire Temple.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Like, we're running out of places where this bomb bag could be. Oh.
Not a big chest and well, and it is a wallet.
Okay. Now, our tunics
we have not
free.
seen a TCG. We have not seen a treasure chest game check, no. Or a hint.
We just found magic, so we couldn't have. Bombs and hammer loop and fire, that'd be funny. I think the reason we haven't seen Alpha go to Water Temple yet, chat, is it's not a very dense play. Like, it might have something in it, but it's not very dense, and I mean, I guess we have to do it for the AD condition. Water's got a lot of keys.
Yeah, it's only 4 item checks and 6 keys, and it takes quite a bit of time to do them. Oak will argue that it doesn't, but that's just because he likes Water Temple because he's a tree. So don't let him fool you.
Yeah, Water Temple nourishes Oak. It's just biological.
Exactly.
No, chat. 37 keys in Water Temple is the Master Quest version. All right, gonna see basement here. Last check in well for Oak, which it has to be the major, so he's not gonna even peek it.
Yeah,
So
this is a major.
This will answer some questions for us, or make more at this point. I have more questions. So it's got to be the magic, because it's not the wall of the BGS.
If you think about it, okay, where's Water Temple? Water Temple is
Water's wet.
vanilla.
Yeah.
So we do have logical access to Forest Temple without Bomb Bag. So there's a good chance Bomb Bag's in Forest Temple, actually. Or something that leads to it.
Also, he's going straight for these night checks, so he's going to pull Ruto's letter here, which is good for Oak. That'll give him some information, and he could go open his way up to Jabu if he wants to. And then he's going to do Lens minigame, which we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I just hope for his sake he doesn't get too excited over the letter.
Yeah, he still needs to do Bomb Chew Bowling and get that, get those iron boots. Out of logic be damned. We want those.
He paused for a second there, so that...
Oh, don't do it!
Yeah, don't
do
it, Oak. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Start playing Serenade. I'm like, stop.
But he's really not. He's really not behind. Is the thing.
No, he's not. He's avoided Child Goron City entirely, which Alpha didn't get away with. So maybe he hasn't done as many checks as Alpha, but he's so far saved quite a bit of time.
And I don't see Oak skipping TCG because Deku Tree had Lens, so it could be Lens for like Hammer or shenanigans. You know?
Yeah. Shao says dog, by the way.
Or it could actually be Lens for first bombs, actually. And then Hammers in Fire Temple. Sorry, Hammers in Forest Temple.
It's the magic for something.
Yeah, the magic has to lock our bombs in some way. So we're gonna see Treasure Chest game. Get your guesses in chat. Let's see who in chat will win 1 in 32, the most rigged game in Ocarina of Time. And my least favorite check. Alright, it's left first. Yeah, left right. Okay. Who's still in? Lizzie's still in. Left, right, left. I think everybody's out, actually. Yeah, this game's rigged.
That's why you have to cheat to win.
I don't know how to do that, man. That's why... that's why my chat channel points are treasure chest game keys.
Mm-hmm.
So if you redeem enough of them, maybe I'll finally get 1 in 32. Maybe. But, yeah.
Alpha going back to Fountain to grab those hovers, and he's gonna melt King Zora on the way there. So we'll be able to see 2 new checks. And Oak playing Serenade to...
Go to Jabu.
Yeah, good point. It's the fastest way to Jabu, even though swimming always feels slow.
Yeah, the one thing for Oak and Alpha here both are gonna get this KZ check. I believe Oak does have blue fire, right? Like he didn't drop
No,
it.
he doesn't, but he has the blue fire arrows, so he could just shoot it later.
Good point. Even better, right?
Yeah.
So KZ is Nehru's. So we got a
Yeah,
combo.
he loves us today.
Yeah, you give us protection.
Yeah. This is not one hit KO, but good thing to think about, I guess. Catch the fish oak. There we go. I just had to tell him. All right, Alpha's gonna go for a dip here. Yep, those are definitely hover boots.
So Alpha getting his hover boots. He's actually swimming up here. Is he gonna go back for toilet? This is very uncharacteristic of Alpha if he's going back for toilet. I mean, I know GTG's path, but oh no, okay, he's not. Yeah,
He's going for the
is
closest
like
iceberg.
Alpha is like the #1 toilet hater, so he'll never do toilet unless it's like directly hinted in front of his face.
That's why he's a Donkey Kong 64 rando player too. Monkeys don't need toilets.
Yeah. But he's gonna get some progression done here as adult in water. So first look at Water Temple. I don't think anything we need is gonna be here though.
All right.
Maybe Hammer. Maybe Hammer, actually.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. Water's not foolish. There could be something in here. I'm gonna just throw it out there and say third bottle. Why not? Yeah, Oak with Ring, though, is going to do all of Jabu while he's up here, avoiding a second visit like Alpha will need to do later. As a reminder, we are AD today, so we're going to need the Zora Sapphire from this dungeon so we can get our Nocturne.
Wait, I just realized something pretty important.
What?
Our bombs can't be in forest.
Because it's so deep?
No, because irons are bomb locked. So, Alpha, are you gonna die to these guys?
Alpha, don't do it.
He's
Alpha,
gonna die.
no!
Uh-oh.
He's feeling the pressure.
Alpha, no. Yeah, he's feeling it.
All right, well, while Alpha gets back down there to deal with the spikes once again, Oak is going to go and get the big chest. Oh, no, he's going to clear this, so he's going to start by going left. So we're going to see new checks first. Not the best Rudo throw there, Oak, but we like the attempt.
You know, Link already can't jump. So, I'm not surprised he's not good at throwing at either. He's just not built for basketball. That's the issue with Link. He's just not. He should just never touch basketball.
Yeah, at least not in this game. Oh, big chest. Chat was saying bomb bag and Jabu. This could be that. Nope. Double D. All right. Well, Oak's probably going to be a bit more excited about Strength 3. I don't think it's going to bait him into an OGC check anytime soon. He has a lot of other progression-related things he could be doing. But, you know, when you're running low on things to do and Light Trial's open and you don't have Strength 3, rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Well, our item is on Baronet, ladies and gentlemen, so we're gonna have to wait to see what this Jabu to Twin Robot path is.
That's a good point.
Most likely, though, between this Din's path to Deku Tree and the lack of a Forest Temple in, there's a very, very, very high chance that our hammer's just in Forest. Oh, there's Boss Team Water. It is on the clams. So we don't have to spend too much time in Water Temple.
Which it looks like that might be Alpha's idea here.
Yeah, you have other things to be doing. You have Jabu, you have Shadow Temple, you're gonna have Fire Temple, sorry, Forest Temple open. You have a lot of better things to be doing, frankly, so...
We're getting Ruda's life story on Restream. I mean, we're skipping all the dialogue and like her appearances, but yeah, we see her in a fish, and then we see her where there's somewhere else there's water. So it's basically her story in this game. Luckily, water's not in a bad place to revisit since we start with Serenade and it's just vanilla entrance, so if Alpha needs to come back to do more checks, honestly, that's fine.
Tentacle's giving Oak a little bit of a hard time. Meanwhile, a different type of Tentacle is giving Alpha a hard time, and that is Morpha, so you did get the Morpha quick kill.
Yeah, not happy about that, but that is a difficult quick kill to get.
Zavi, don't tempt me with a good time.
We are seeing both like water-themed dungeons at the same time, and they both happen to be stones this seed. So you can kind of say like they're not holding hands, but they're sending like pen pal letters. Even seeing both emeralds at the same time, or both gems. So there we go. Oak still got a little bit to do. Got to do Big Octo here, then Baronet. Then we'll see what that item is for the path. And then Alpha now gonna immediately play Prelude.
Yeah, this is most likely going back into Jabu. Especially because he knows OGC Fairy is not the path, and it's just progression. You get AD done, then you can go to Forest. He still has to go to Bottom of the Well, though. That's actually going to hold him up for a little bit, so... Most likely, Oak is going to have to still go to GTG. He'll be able to one-trip it, and not have to come back for the hovers like Alpha did. So, again, probably by the time everything's said and done, it will be pretty even, I want to say. Maybe Oak a little bit ahead. Hard to say. It's hard to time these like side dungeons and all that, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, there's still a lot of execution in front of our runners too. A lot of difficult areas where to save time and quickly lose time. So there's definitely a lot of ground to be made up here for Alpha if he's feeling behind. Then if Oak's not feeling super happy about maybe his execution, there's opportunities to make up time as well. But right now, having watched both these runners this restream, I definitely would say even before the knowledge you provided, Ink, with Alpha being a perpetually feeling behind individual, he's not happy with that death in water and then missing the quick kill on the boss, not making him any happier. Oak, on the other hand, we haven't seen any major setbacks on his side on the execution standpoint.
Yeah, nothing quite like that. He can actually make time up on Alpha and Water Temple, which isn't to his knowledge, because I know Oak really rates Alpha's execution. He probably thinks, you know, something like that would never happen to Alpha, but yeah, we're gonna see Oak's Baronade quick kill now, so we'll see how good that is execution-wise.
Whereas Alpha just gets back into Jabu and is going to be following in the steps here of Oak. Really interested to see what this item is off Baronade, though.
Yeah, it could be something like Hammer, which would be kind of funny. But I don't think so. I think Hammer's in Forest. Oh no, but no, yeah, it could be. I think it has to be Hammer in Forest. That's right. And it is the first bomb bag.
Yay!
Yeah, so the differences between the two runners are that Oak needs to go to GTG and Zora's Fountain, as well as beat Water. Water's pretty quick, though. Alpha needs to finish up Jabu and go to Bottom of the Well. Both are also pretty quick, so again, it's very difficult to gauge what the lead is at
Yeah.
this point.
Oh, welcome in ZSR2. Thank you for the raid. You're coming in hot to a Ocarina of Time randomizer in our 9th season of the main tournament. And this is a Group 2 round elimination match round 1. So one of these runners will be knocked out of the tournament by the end of this race. And we're watching Oakishi and Alpha go through it. Good friends. Having to make one of the other go 0-2 this season doesn't feel good. But we're here for it.
Yeah. Chad is pointing out the unlikelihood of Oak skipping GTG. There is a world he does. If he's really on his game with logic and does things in a particular order. And that world is... He beats Water now, like he is. And then he beats Forest Temple. Gets the hammer there. And then does the Zora's Fountain path and realizes, oh, hovers have to lock something, GTG is probably bait.
Yeah.
So,
if you can work that out, I agree. But
if you can
when you
work
get a
that out,
path in,
then
it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. And I somehow suspect he won't, just because of like the pressure and everything. But that is a possibility that I should point out. Like, there is a world where if he's really hyper-focused on the logic, then he could maybe work that out and get away with skipping GTG.
Yeah, you could say that you'd have to have a hyper-obsession about the logic.
But
I don't think Oak's going to die to spike balls with 5 hearts and double defense, but anything can happen. It's Randomizer.
You know, that pun is even better because they're all multi-world teammates. Hyper included.
That's true. They were all on the same multi-world team. Heard it had a pretty crazy name, something along Deku Nut upgrade on Fire Temple boss or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Well, Oak didn't have a fun time with the spike enemies, but at least he didn't die, so... At least he's got that going for him.
I don't know if Hyper, you have the authority to drop one of the two from your multi-world team. Unless Hyper's vote counts for 66% of the vote, which maybe you'll need to restructure that multi-world team. All right. I love Alpha with the safety box approach. Oak just rolled into it. I'm a big fan of the box. And
I'm a box skip enjoyer. I don't like the need to do a frame perfect trick, but I have what's called skill issue, and Oak clearly doesn't. So yeah.
All right. Oak got boss keys, save reset. Likely going to see him. Is he? No. Is he going to keep clear? Yeah, he's going to keep going through. Nope, never mind. He's going to skip back up. Got it. All right, never mind. He's going to go kill the boss. Had me there for a second, Oak.
Hyper says he does have the most power in the team. Alright, well, yikes, I guess this match has a little bit more on the line than just the main tournament.
Yeah, it's got their multi-world futures ahead of them. right, let's see that water hop from Oak.
I usually like to dive a little bit more.
Yeah,
Like
looks like
that.
Oak's doing that now. It just seems to make it easier when you dive a little bit further.
Yeah, it just gives you a little bit more momentum, it seems.
Yeah, somebody, I forgot who it was. Might have been Fur? Posted a video in the Randomizer Discord documenting some more information about the water hop to try and help make it feel more consistent.
Yeah, it was Flea.
Oh, Flea, there we go. Thank you. I knew it was one of the runners who's really good, whose name starts with the letter F. So I was in the right ballpark. All right, Oak going into Morpha. Let's see how fast Oak gets through Morpha here. And Alpha picking up Nocturne. Likely gonna age change and take on Forest Temple here.
Oh, Oak not getting the Morpha quick kill either, but he does have BGS, so this will be quite quick.
Nice, got it.
Meanwhile, Alpha picking up Nocturne, and he's preluding here actually, so
Ooh.
that's actually concerning because he's gonna miss out on the magic if he age changes. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna change the dynamic of the race quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, I was expecting him to play Bolero, go grab the magic, then just rush Adult for Forest, but he's got other plans, which is he's
Going
still
to Shadow Temple.
Ooh. Oh yeah, this is a reverse for Shadow Temple.
This is very dangerous, and the reason why it's dangerous is because one, well, it is in logic, yes, but you're depending that there's a magic in here. If the back of Shadow needs Dins, and you don't get a magic when you're going around this area and doing these checks, including the first checks in Shadow, like up to that point, it's gonna take a while to come back. It does matter because you need magic to get into Forest Temple.
Yeah, it's our Shadow. It's in Shadow entrance, so we need to open that up.
So yeah, this is gonna be kind of a boom or bust for Alpha here, I think. If Shadow is magic locked, he could be in deep trouble.
Yeah, he could be in deep trouble in deep Shadow, which I hope that maybe he can feel a bit better about having some deep dish later.
He is from the Midwest, you know. So.
Yeah, they have deep. I mean, well.
Or is he? I don't know actually.
I don't know. I thought you had everyone's home addresses, Inc.
I don't. I'm not that I'm not that omniscient. Omniscient.
Maybe it'll be omniscient.
Yeah.
Maybe next year you could work it into your routing, because this year's Haram routing, so next year can be Home Invader. All right, Alpha got arrested, and he's gonna peek the top of Gerudo Fortress here, and then he's gonna save one single Carpenter.
You know what? I'm gonna take you up on that name. You'll have to remind me though.
Just Home Invader on race time. I mean, it'd be a good intimidation tactic. Just open up the first qual, like, who's the Home Invader? What?
I mean, you're in your home.
I'll
have a burglar profile picture and everything.
Just make your profile picture one of the terrorists from Counter-Strike 2. I'm sure Jimbo would approve. Either way, Oak's first into Forest. So if anything's in here, we're about to find out as Oak has the tools to clear this place out. As Alpha is getting into Shadow Temple now. And like Ink was saying, if he needs magic to finish this temple and he doesn't get bailed out like he did in Dodongo's fighting that Chew Pack, he's gonna be in deep trouble in Deep Shadow.
No, shadow walls were not hinted. Second magic can be anywhere. That is true. And the hint that we got for Shadow Temple was actually the invisible blade room, so it was the less useful of the two shadow hints that we could get out of the dual hint pool. So yeah, this is a pretty big boom or bust here. Of course, if Alpha gets a magic in here, that's actually a very big bailout for him. And I would say it puts him in the lead even, because then he gets to avoid bomb the well. But if he doesn't get a magic, and if he doesn't get magic locked, then he'll probably still be okay. If he doesn't get a magic and he's magic locked, then he's in deep trouble. And Furrow's win.
That might help with some routing on Oak's side if he gets into some hairy positions. And once he gets into Shadow, of course, he can just set wind if he has to go in the pot room.
Yeah, he should be expecting a nice little hammer in here. He doesn't have Din's path to Deku Tree marked on his tracker, so he won't know it. Alpha does. Alpha, I think, is expecting Din's to lock hammer, actually. There is also a small world, the hammer's in Shadow, I believe.
Spooky hammer.
Yeah.
But not the Wind Waker one. Alright, so Alpha is going to continue on here in Shadow. And Oak is just going to keep clearing through Forest. While we have this moment to talk, we do want to remind everybody that the winner of this match will go on to play the winner of the match that should have started 10 minutes ago. And that match is, where did I write this? There it is. Flea versus Juke. And of course, the loser here is going to be eliminated. But I also like to remind everybody that Challenge Cup has started over on the Silver Gauntlets, who's been doing restreams over there. They also asked for any volunteers. So if you want to volunteer for restreaming over on TSG, check out their Discord. And if you're interested in volunteering for Zelda Speedruns ZSR, we also have information for that for you in the chat. You don't have to commentate if you don't want to, but you can track or it'll restream. But Alpha just finding a big chest. Mirror Shield in Shadow. Didn't you call that like an hour ago, Ink?
Yeah, I mean, there was a Hovers Path in Zora's Fountain, so that fulfills it. It's just hovers to Mirror. Of course, I didn't know there was a Hovers in Fountain at that time. I was just assuming it because we didn't get a Shadow Temple hint. But conveniently, there's our mirror, so we are just hammer from go, and our hammer is just, it's Din's locked, so it's gonna, I think one of the biggest factors it's gonna come down to is when Alpha gets magic. It seems. If he gets magic, well, most likely will, but yeah, that's the big factor here. In the meantime, runners moving through the longest temples. Oaken Forest and Alpha in Shadow Temple.
Lots of room. Big chest on the eye target for Oak here in the push block room of Forest, which is our gold scale. All right. And Alpha working through the guillotine room. There's opportunity here for execution to make up some time on both runners' ends, as they're both trying to make up or keep leads on one another. There's also opportunity to lose time here, especially on Alpha's side. Falling in this room sucks, but Alpha's good, so I don't think he's going to fall.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty
good. As long
good.
as he doesn't have a water temple disaster again, he's good. Another big chest, though, in Shadow Temple. I believe this could be our second magic, is it? It is a second magic for Alpha!
Bailed out again! This guy's unstoppable with his luck today. Holy moly.
Wow, that is a massive pull for Alpha, and Now, if he's marked go on his tracker, he knows where Hammer is. He knows it has to be Din's locked. So now this is a race between Oak and Alpha, pretty much. Yeah, it's just a straight up race.
Yeah. Now it's just execution and getting through it, because we have to see all of these dungeons today once again. So just finding Hammer sooner, though, will give you more information, help you with routing. So yeah, they just got to play the heck out of this rando now.
Yeah. Now Oak does not seem to have caught. Oak hasn't seemed to have caught on to his Din's to Volvaje path. He hasn't marked Din's on his tracker as path, so he doesn't actually know where Hammer is, it seems. But also he has to pick up the hovers, so we'll see what happens. He also kind of needs to dodge GTG for him to make up time on Alpha skipping bottom of the well.
Yeah, this is the scary part now, right? Like, if Oak goes to GTG, that might be GG for Oak. He needs to stay away from there if he wants to win this race.
The funny thing is that Forest Temple had a gold scale, so there's a chance our Hammer's on Lab Dive, actually.
Yeah, I mean, do you make it out to Lab Dive before you go out to GTG, though, like in Oak's case?
Well, well, Oak, like I said, Oak doesn't know where Hammer is. Like, he hasn't marked Dins on his tracker as path.
Right.
Alpha has. That's why Alpha's marked go despite not having Hammer, so that's what makes it a bit iffy, I think, in Oak's position. I think probably not. I don't see him going to Lab Dive first. There's a chance he gets it on his way to Shadow Temple, which is in the GTG entrance. But that's probably the best way to route it in. But chat asking for clarification about the Bane path. So the Bane path was actually nothing to do with Bolero. Bolero was not on the path to Bane. The path was Boomerang for first bomb bag on Baronade, since we got a Boomerang in Ice Cavern. So Bolero was bait. It was irrelevant.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of wild to think about, because Oak was like, okay, let me pursue this Bolero path first, go to Well. And at the time, Oak didn't have too many options, and Well was End's play. So, in the context of where he was in the sea, with the information he had, that was a good play. On retrospect, obviously, we knew it was the ring now. Just that bomb bag was so logically deep, it really threw a wrench into routing ideas.
For sure. Especially with Oak wanting to stay in Logic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he really pushed to stay in Logic and, you know, get the Valley. He even did Valley for a bottle. Alpha got to avoid some of that. Alpha was not hesitating to break Logic and go to GTG and all that first. Hoping he can get a bottle out of Logic. We'll see if it pays off. So far, it seems pretty good. I believe that's a big chest in the forest basement, by the way. It is not. Okay, my eyes are deceiving me. Maybe I need a pair of glasses.
We'll just blame on the size of the restreams. It's fine. Oak not happy about letting the ceiling sit on his face, but that's just the reality of the game sometimes. Nice swag backflip, though. How likely is Oak to consider that GTG is long shot bait? That's the question, right? That's what we were just talking about. It's like, well, can Oak figure that out? Is he going to figure that out? He might just go, well, it's path and it's dense. Still might be a good thing to do. It just all comes down to whether or not he finds Hammer here or not.
The thing that Oak does have going for him, there's two things that are going for him. First, well, three things. The first thing is that he did the things in the right order to be able to skip GTG, in theory. Right? Like, he did everything in the right order. Like, he set himself up. The second thing is, if he is unsure about that decision, he could just set Thrower's Wind in GTG. You know? He could just decide, yeah, I'm just gonna set Thrower's Wind here, I'll do Shadow, and if I don't find my mirror, then great, I'll come back. And you don't lose much time. And the third thing is that he does have BGS and Alpha's not gonna get it. So he'll be able to make up some time in dungeons with the BGS at least.
That's true. We still have to get through a couple required Iron Knuckles, it looks like. We were pretty short on keys on our child side, so we may have to fight the adult Iron Knuckle. BGS will make up time there, of course, Senaburu, and then BGS makes Twin Rova free, makes Bongo Bongo free. So that can definitely add up over the course of the run. Speaking of Bongo Bongo, Alpha's in it, which, yeah, he did need to use Din's back in basement, so this dude just got bailed out twice this seed. Crazy.
Yeah, Alpha can go mode Spirit because he knows Spirit is foolish, so he's not scared of Spirit Temple having items anyways. Even regardless of path information or anything, the Foolish Hint enables him to do that. Oak's gonna be in the same position. But the interesting thing, I think, is that we still haven't found our hammer yet, and it's supposed to be Din's locked. So, is it on Phantom Ganon, or are we looking at some obscure overworld check like Lab Dive, which, you know, we had a gold scale in Forest Temple, that's Din's locked? Or maybe Haunted Wasteland?
Yeah, as Rockshock's saying, any Haunted Wasteland fans, if he's gonna go back for Haunted Wasteland, it'd be right here, which doesn't look like he's concerned about. Can Hammer be inside Ganon's castle? No. Right? Because I think
No, it can't.
Evolve gives to our bridge requirement. Yeah, Spirit Medallion,
Yeah, it's a
so
bridge.
no.
And also, Spirit being Firelocked is a bit irrelevant because the difference is that the Din's is path to Volvagia, so it's leading to our hammer, not Twin Rova. But Zavi's asking why is Go mode marked for Alpha? Alpha has figured out that the hammer has to be Din's locked, which is correct. He doesn't know what Din's lock check it is. It could be here on Phantom Ganon, or it could be one of the more obscure ones. But yeah, he's pre-marked Go. He's oh yeah, on
They're asking on Restream.
Yeah. So he hasn't gotten hammer yet for official Go mode. He's in like quote unquote no mode really.
Yeah. He's in I probably know mode.
Yes, soya sauce. It can be on HBA or Big Pose. Oak is actually no, sorry. Oak is actually gonna get Epona's here. So actually, if Hammer is on HBA, and Oak just sort of does what I maybe suggested and goes straight to what's it called? Goes to GTG, sets FW there, all that. It will benefit him because Alpha will have to go back for HBA if it's on there.
Oak just tech 20 to be safe, I suppose, since he was here anyways. And now he's playing Bolero?
Yeah, this is the fastest way to get to Ice Cavern entrance, which is GTG, so it's his like double path.
I'm hoping that he just sets wins and leaves for his sake, but again, it's really hard to make that decision when you know its path.
Yeah. Yes, Oak does have every song.
Yeah, we've gotten all the songs now.
Hovers were in Zora's Fountain. They were the Zora's Fountain path to Twin Rova. The GTG path to Twinrova was Long Shot, which was just to beat Water Temple to get... well, actually, it was to access Shadow Temple, because it locks both your Shadow Temple ways of entry, both Epona Song and to get across the bridge.
Ooh, he put wind on. Oak equipped wind. I think he's gonna drop wind and leave.
Yeah, he might be feeling it. If he's worked this out, then credits to him.
Yeah, like on Restream, we have a lot of hindsight and more information. We could just chill. It's really hard to work this out in the heat of the moment, especially when you know this is the elimination match. So if Oak's worked that out, that's really good play by him. Also, a couple minutes late, but happy 2 hours, everybody. This is Zelda Speedruns, and this is a Season 9 main tournament match. It's Group 2 Elimination 1 round between Oakishi and Alpha, who are sharing their streams with us today. So thank you very much for that, you two. Thanks to Luke and Tommel Talk for tracking for us today, and Tommel Talk for restreaming. Much appreciated. We know there's a lot of hints that you're also keeping track of for us, Tom. So thank you again. And thanks for being here, Ink. This has become a very closely heated match between these two as we look for Hammer.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm happy to be here, Burrito. This is coming down to the wire, it seems, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Oak getting his hover boots now. Like I said, with Ferora's equipped, this might be a bail and go to Shadow play and see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be a big brain.
It would be Giga Brain, yeah.
Yeah.
It would put Oak in the lead, most likely. Granted, he does not... I think he does... I think his issue is that he doesn't quite understand where Hammer is, by judging by his tracker. I don't know what he's actually thinking, but just based on his tracker, it seems like he might not know where Hammer is. And that could be a big issue. But he might walk into it, just going into Shadow Temple and doing HBA, because it can be on HBA. Or it could be on the way in Wasteland. Alright, Oak, what are we doing here?
Lobbying and leaving, hopefully. Yep, there's wind.
W. Oak did do Adult Lake, but not Lab Dive. Neither runner has done Lab Dive yet. Hammer could be on HBA. We've inferred it has to be one of HBA, Big Pose, or Haunted Wasteland, or Lab Dive.
Yeah,
this is something that Oak likes to do. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, just peek in and leave. Yeah, he's playing Serenade, so he's getting out of here. But you were saying Oak likes just to like peek the little entrance of GTG and then leave.
Yeah, this is what he likes to do. He'll do the first check, the ice switch check, and if he gets a key, he'll check the maze real quick and peek what's in it. Depending on whether GTG's path or not, he'll leave, but he does it regardless of whether he's staying or doing GTG. So...
looks like he's checking Lab Dive here, and then maybe head out to Valley to go to GTG entrance. Yeah,
if it's a Lab Dive, that's very good for him. For sure. Because he'll just accidentally walk into Hammer, whether he knows its path or not, whether he knows it can be here or not. So, let's see. Is it here, or is it one of the other checks?
Oh, it's here! That's crazy! That's huge for Oak.
Yep, he doesn't know it yet, but he's basically in go mode, and now this is gonna really come down to the wire. Alpha has to go back for the hammer. He has options of where it could be. He doesn't know which Dinslock check it is, so he could end up wasting time looking for it still. Oak, of course, has Shadow still to do. Spirit, Fire. Alpha is about halfway through Forest. In fact, more than halfway, so... yeah, it's gonna be very tight here. Very, very tight. But this is the best case scenario for Oak, I think. Especially bailing from GTG.
Yeah, because Alpha's already done Shadow over at GTG, so going back to Lake for one check wouldn't be a very dense play for him. Even though he knows that after this force, that's technically behind Din's. We'll see, though, what Alpha does after this. He does have a few options ahead of him. He knows Spirit is foolish, so he knows he's not going to pull it from there, but it's progression. You have to do it anyways. So he could use that time to think while he's clearing out Spirit.
Yeah. And I think the issue of Alpha is that his more quote-unquote dense Dinslock checks are actually the ones that don't have the hammer. That being Wasteland into HBA. So most likely, as Lefty points out, he'll do Wasteland into HBA into Lab Dive. He might not. He might go Lab Dive first. We don't know. But if he does do Lab Dive first, then... You know, Alpha might still have the lead here, actually. I mean, he has the progression lead. But Oak does have the hammer.
Yeah, absolutely. Alpha's definitely ahead on total number of checks and just raw progression here. But Oak's marked go on his tracker, and he's definitely not going back to GTG because he's likely worked out, if he hasn't, that it's not required, so it's probably just a long shot.
Yeah, Oak has a very straightforward path of winning. Alpha still not... Alpha's path to winning is somewhat straight, but it's not as straight as Oak's, is the issue.
Yeah. There's a reality where he just goes to lab after this and pulls it, but it's not likely.
It's I wouldn't say coin flip. It just really depends on what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm. So we still have a bit of the seed left to do, though, everybody, because Oak's got to do all of Shadow. He's got to do Fire up Volvagia, and then got to climb up Spirit. So there's still a lot of time left in the seed. Other things can happen. Chat's already betting on Alpha potentially going Lake first. We will see. If he does go Lake first, to your point, Ink, Alpha's had a progression lead for a little bit. Just hit more checks overall. Strong execution here from him. So that will play to his favor, but it's every moment that he doesn't go to Lake after finishing Forest is just time he's giving to Oak to get ahead.
Yeah. And granted, even with this progression lead, I think Alpha's lead is less than what it appears to be, just because Oak has the big Goron sword. So that's another thing to bear in mind. That's going to save you time on Ganon, in Spirit Temple, in Fire Temple as well. So not as much in Fire Temple, actually, but in Spirit and Ganon's, for sure, it will save time.
Yeah, absolutely. And as chat's saying and pointing out, Alpha got bailed out twice in the seed, getting a Chew refill in DC for his bong bag out of Logic, and then getting bailed out in Shadow with a second Magic. So you didn't have to go back to do well. So if Alpha doesn't win this seed after 2 bailouts, I guess he used up all his luck on those first 2 bailouts.
Yeah, it's just Oak did things in a very good order, I would say. Especially good order for his position, because this was pretty much the order he had to do things in to avoid GTG as bait. But it comes with the downside that he did bomb the well, and Alpha completely avoided it. So...
Yep. Little funny that one path straight sends us to a side dungeon, which we ended up not needing to do, and then the other path we thought could send us to a side dungeon, which we also didn't need to do. So good S9 bait this seed.
Yep. Well, I guess one of the paths technically wasn't bait, but the important count hit was. So we had an important count hit bait and a path bait. Gotta love it.
It's good.
This would have been fun in a qual. I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't have been salty.
Of course not. Salt levels are always low here.
Yeah, very, very low.
All right, Oak's gonna pull. That's right. This is the mirror shield. So this was our path item here, and he's knowing that he marked to go. He figured that that was going to be in here anyways, and then he's just going to continue clearing while Alpha is now on Phantom Ganon, and we are very keen to see where Alpha goes after this. Some people in chat were saying goes gets Epona Song, then goes Lake Hylia, does Lab Dive, then thinking HBA. Maybe. I don't know if Alpha is one of those runners that likes to avoid age changes, because if he's not too shy about it, there is making the well play. He knows well's been available for a while. We know that's not the play, but it's a dense play.
I think he knows. I think he knows it's not the play because of the dense path. He
Yeah.
might do treasure chest game though. He hasn't done treasure chest game, and Lens was also path, but I think he would still work out the Dins. Dins hasn't led to anything for bridge yet, so because of that, it's the path item. And
Right.
between that and, you know, really, I think he's gonna get Eponas here. Yeah, he's gonna go get Eponas here, and then we'll see what he does after that. Because then it's a coin flip of Requiem or Serenade.
Yeah.
Of course, like I was saying, Requiem with Wasteland, HBA, and then Lab Dive would be technically the more, however you would call it. Okay, well he's gonna do Spirit first, regardless.
Yeah,
But it would be
progression
the
is right
more,
here.
it would be the more quote unquote efficient play in terms of like the amount of Dinslock checks. But it could be either one, really. It's not by much.
Yeah, I agree. Well, hopefully he has a pretty good spirit here. He did find double defense like Oak did, so I don't think he's gonna get killed by any silly enemies anymore. So yeah, it's just really down. This race is now down to an execution and judgment call by Alpha. So both of them need to play very well, and Alpha needs to make the right call once he finishes Spirit. Did Alpha have a key from Child? Yes. So climbing up Child, there was a key in the Lizalfos room, and there was a key behind Stalfos in the first entrance. So we had 2 keys from Child side. He might have scummed the key, or maybe there was a third one that I forgot about. Wasn't
That Shadow Big Chest was the other magic that Alpha got.
Yeah, so Oak's gonna go through here not knowing that that was another magic, so he might feel pretty big brain right now with him rather dude, second magic, you walked right by it, he's gonna be like, oh shit. To chat's point, there is the feel that Alpha is ahead. Even if, you know, whatever decision he makes after this, because like you said, Ink, I don't think he's gonna get baited into doing well. But it's kind of hard to tell exactly how far ahead Alpha may be. But I'm also just not sure where Oak really lost time other than doing well. Maybe it just comes down to small bits of execution in each dungeon, but Oak made some time with the water. Oh, the Valley play.
Yeah, the
Right,
Valley
getting
play
that
hurt
extra
him quite a
bottle.
bit.
Yeah.
And I guess also TCG was the other one. 20 skulls.
Sure.
Like there were a few overworld checks. Granted, Alpha did Child Goron City, but he did it in a pretty efficient manner, so he didn't lose much time by doing it.
Who is it? But yeah, yeah, exactly, chat. As Ink was saying, he did Valley, which is crazy too, because he already had Lens and Magic, I think, at that point. So if he just did Market before walking out to Valley, he could have just avoided that entirely, saved some time there.
Yeah, apologies, I had a visitor in my room.
That's okay. Didn't everyone have to double dip Icy Waters, or am I crazy?
Alpha had to double dip Icy Waters, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, to Potter's point in chat, Alpha was more efficient on chews, but it didn't really burn Oak because he still had extra chews when he ran into that bomb bag. Alpha just routed in more chew checks because, again, it took like 3 chews for Oak to climb up Child Spirit because he missed the Waltula twice. So he just didn't use those chews as much as Alpha did. And it looks like Alpha's trying to avoid having to fight the Iron Knuckle. We'll see.
Yeah, he doesn't
should be able to.
They got a very good key layout here. I think Oak will be able to skip the back of Shadow, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, chat was saying the back of Shadow wasn't required, or at least the wood walls weren't. Which, yeah, Oak has 2 keys here, so he can just walk straight on through to Bongo once he gets across with the boat.
Oak
Both runners playing fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Alpha getting into Nibiru here, and Oak is taking the slow boat. Gets a moment to breathe as he clears Bongo Bongo, and then's gonna have to clear Fire and Spirit still. Alpha's gonna finish Spirit here, and then it's just a question of how long does it take for Alpha to find the hammer.
Yeah, if he does play Serenade first, I would say it's his race to lose. If he doesn't, then it's more up in the air. Just because Oak has the BGS. I would say normally Alpha's progression lead is probably too big for Oak to catch up on now, but he might take quite a while to get the hammer because it's not that fast to do those checks. You have to reverse Wasteland, do the Wasteland check, and HPA is pretty slow, and you have to go to Lab Dive. Like if you do it in that order, it's gonna take a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then BGS can definitely make up a minute or two.
All right, Oak is heading into the last room before Bongo Bongo as Alpha takes on the first round of Twin Rova here, having pretty good luck so far between these witches. Nothing to complain about.
Pretty solid RNG.
Yeah. And as chat's pointing out, while Alpha did spend time clearing GTG, the long shot does make you up a bit of time doing Forest Temple and Spirit Temple. So he didn't lose too much time there, all things considered.
Long shot actually saves only 10 seconds, if you're curious.
Every second matters, but thank you.
It does, yes, it does. It's not a very big amount, but in this kind of race, it does matter a lot, I would say. But it's not a crazy amount. Hovers does save more, though, if you use it very efficiently. Alright, both runners finishing up their bosses. Alpha finishing up Twin Rova, and Oak finishing up Bongo.
Yeah, and something that we don't talk about a lot on Restream is luck is a factor when playing these, and Alpha's had some good luck today between that shoe pack and then Magic and Shadow, so sometimes there's only so much you can route efficiently and play efficiently. Luck's gonna turn its head every once in a while.
Alright, Oak, which dungeon are we doing first? Fire.
Alright.
And Alpha, where are we going first? We're going to...
That's a Serenade. Uh-oh. Alright. This is an actual race now. It's literally just execute your minds. Like, just go crazy. Yep.
Alpha making the right call here, choosing not to go to Wasteland and HBA, instead doing Lab Dive first, which is going to be his hammer.
Yeah. I know we're already seeing poor Oak in chat, and honestly, I don't think Oak has anything to feel bad about. The way he played and routed this was really smart. The only places where he lost time was really going Valley and then doing well, but honestly, can't blame him for the well play. And even going Valley at the time wasn't the worst decision. You know, with the kind of luck Alpha ran into this seed, it's really hard to get mad at like your own play. Yep. And there's Hammer for Alpha, so he's just gonna play Minuet. We're gonna get double fire here. But unfortunately, Oak is a full adult spirit behind, so there's no catching up to Alpha at this point. It's a good question. Where is Fire Boss Key? But the ultimate answer is well, we're going to see it. So there's nothing stopping us from full clearing fire.
Yeah, I think Oak just did a few too many overworld checks too, in terms of the 20 skulls and Valley. Valley's pretty slow, actually.
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah, he
walking there-
backwalked all the way there from Market, and it's still crazy because he had Lens and Magic, and like he had other reasons to do Night Market first. I just don't think he wanted to do the time of day change, and he was hoping to burn that time of day just by backwalking instead of playing Suns. Because he was already committed to going to Valley, so he's like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go do it anyways. But if he did Night Market first, that might have bailed him out of going to Valley.
Yeah, in the case of Alpha, that's what happened, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing is, if he did do Market before Valley, he might have missed the irons. Because he was seriously considering bailing after getting a letter, and we were like, oh no, Oak, not like this.
Sure.
And then he chose to go back and clear it up, and got rewarded for it.
Yeah, Oak really stressing us here on Restream. I mean, both runners did. Oak, like, doing the, oh, maybe I'm going to leave. Like, no. And then Alpha, I'm like, you're going into DC with no explosives? Paid out. You're going into Shadow knowing that you can get Magilact at the end? Paid out. Crazy.
Yeah, that was a massive risk for Alpha. I imagine... I mean, I don't know how much more time he would have really taken to get the magic in well. It would have been an extra age change, and, you know, he would have had to get the check.
Yeah.
I don't remember where exactly magic was. It wasn't that it was pretty early in well, and that would have been his go.
I wrote it down. Hold on.
The first
it was
check,
the first
yeah.
checks. Yeah, so it was like the second check he'd get. So he wouldn't have been there for very long. The only question is if he would chase the other two important item checks, which were bait.
Yeah, most likely not. He realized very, very quickly that he was in go when he got magic. Like, he marked it as soon as he got magic. So
Yeah.
he was definitely, you know, on it in terms of that.
Yeah, so anyone coming in right now might look like Oak's ahead, cleaning up fire, but Oak still has to do all adult spirit side, which, again, we have a pretty generous key layout, as Ink mentioned, so it's not going to take that long, but there's no other time saves Oak has over Alpha. They both still need to climb Ganon's tower, so it's not like one of them already did that. Alpha would really have to, like, fall in fire a couple of times. Oh, hey.
Oh, we're free to go run. Well,
Oh.
jinxed it.
I jinxed it. Sorry, Alpha. Missed the elevator cycle because of that keys. Well, that'll have to happen a lot more times, I think. But Alpha letting the seed go for a little bit longer.
Oak's only time save left is really with BGS on climb, but it's not enough. Like, it doesn't counteract adult spirit.
No. Even a generous key layout in adult spirit is not a short adult spirit. It's not enough. And looks like this boss key's pretty deep. I believe both runners picked up Scarecrow's song earlier as adult, so it's not like Pierre would stop them. Really nothing for them to worry about in here. They're good doing the whole dungeon as far as they need to get that boss key, and then they're just going to go defeat the boss. Looks like that's a heart chest there, so don't need to go down and check that. Oak, gonna go up and check Pierre. I didn't see what was in shortcut earlier, but Oak's not rushing to it, so can't be the boss key.
I know there was a small key on the Goron, like the higher Goron.
Oh yeah, we got that hint earlier.
No, Oak peeked it. Not highest Goron, but like the one in the maze.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's already our key to get deeper.
Yeah, and welcome in, Raiders. You're coming in towards the end of a Season 9 main tournament race. Both these runners are in what we will say is go mode. They have all their items. They're just finishing out dungeons. Oak's behind on a full adult spirit climb. So a couple of minutes. Again, this is Alpha's race to lose at this point. He'd have to do something pretty heinous to lose enough time for Oak to catch up. And honestly, with double defense and as many hearts as he has, I'm not even throwing like dying to anything in there. It'd be tough for Alpha to die to anything at this point.
I mean, there's the water spike enemies, but yeah, he's not gonna
The already clear water, it's fine. There's no more spike enemies in this seed.
Yeah, there's no more spike enemies, so we're good.
Yeah, Alpha's safe. And Oak's already beaten King Dodongo, so he's safe too.
It's a good one, yeah. Looks like this boss key's pretty deep in fire. Oak's gonna do highest score on first, interestingly enough. I normally... Oh, he's getting this to get the shortcut.
Do you normally do
which is faster.
compass chess?
Yeah, I normally do compass first, actually.
Okay.
I'm more of a compass first guy.
Yeah, you don't want to get lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a zoomer, so you know,
Yeah.
I don't know like where the vanilla keys are. I just like start playing rando, and you know, yeah.
Oh my
Like,
goodness, this is on hammer chess. This seed's like, want to see all fire?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure. All right. I mean, we're already here. It was an AD seed, so but we didn't need skulls today, so it's got to save time somewhere. Get the skip oak, yeah. Good bomb refill. Gonna need those for the boss. Except I think Oak has a ton of shoes too.
I don't think so actually. Unless he got like a 20 pack somewhere. Yeah, he burned quite a few. He had like 4 by the time he had a bomb bag, or 3.
Yeah, well, he pulled that pack
low.
off of Ice Cavern earlier. I don't know how many were in it.
Oh, there was a pack in ice. Okay, then never mind. That's
Yeah,
what
it
I
was
think.
right. It was right before the song check. Couldn't miss it. I do want to reiterate, though, this race ended up being extremely close. Like, even though Oak's behind here by a few minutes in a rando's very tight window.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. Especially in an all dungeon seeds.
Yeah.
Very execution heavy. And there is our boss key at the very top of fire. Oh, not falling today. We'll get his boss
Nope.
key and he'll get out. We're gonna take the shortcut here, which is actually a little faster, I believe. And save quitting.
Feels faster. If not, it's fun. You just get to fall. That's cool.
True.
Oak first into Volve here. Gonna need to get this quick kill to maintain the gap between the two of them. Hopefully no getting trolled. And Alpha not falling. Gonna get the boss key. It's gonna head into Volve right here as well, except he's gonna take the safe quit strategy.
Yep. Alright, Oak, how's your quick kill? No troll hole?
Does have BGS, only needs to drop 7 bombs.
Less, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, 7's with Master Sword.
I thought it was 7 and 9. Okay, good kill by Oak. Not losing time here on the boss. And now it's up to Alpha to do the same. Alpha will still be ahead even if this quick kill doesn't go well, but Alpha wants to maintain any lead that he has.
Yeah, they entered fire. I mean, I think Oak gained a little bit of time in fire actually, so it hasn't been his like fire execution because of course Alpha had that fall. I think Oak's
Yeah.
fire execution was solid.
No, he did a good job in fire, I agree.
Now he's gonna have to Bolero and do Adult Spirit still, and that takes some time, even with the very favorable key layout. Rova's a slow fight; it's like 3 minutes. So
Yeah.
between the Buru and Rova, like the two of them, it's about 3 minutes. So
Thanks, Oak.
thanks, Oak. We know
You know,
you're.
he had that ready. Like he toggled that on. He didn't even have to type it.
Yeah, of course. I'm not surprised on that. You know,
No,
that's
me
his
neither.
multi-world team name.
Yeah.
And Alex, of course, for those who don't know, Alpha is also on that team. So they're multi-world teammates.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, I guess they're not teammates any longer. Hyper's kicking Oak off for if Oak loses.
Yeah, oof. That's true.
It's true. Yep. Sorry, Miss AJ. We just gotta call it as it is on comms. Can't pick favorites. Yo, claim check. Alpha, go check that out, dude. I mean, we know it's dead, but come on, man.
Yeah, give the Goron his claim check. You know, it's
Yeah.
a token of appreciation.
Yeah, don't forget about Big Goron. All right, so Alpha's calling down the bridge, and he's just gonna climb up Ganon's tower and take on Ganondorf. So we got about 5 minutes-ish on Alpha.
Yeah, Alpha's got about like 5-minute lead, maybe a little
Yeah.
more. Because Oak doesn't have long shot for that annoying room.
Yeah, with the two BMOs.
Yeah, the BMOS. The moving wall room. I don't know, however you want to call it. What do people call it? Actually, I'm curious.
Ink's least favorite room in Spirit Temple.
But it's everybody's least favorite room in Spirit Temple, is it not?
I could see some people arguing for the sunblock room because they just hate pushing blocks. I could see that.
I could actually see people arguing for it just because I've seen like a lot of players like skip it kind of greedily and get punished by it being something like an item. Because what a lot of runners like to do is they like to skip it and then they assume it's most likely a key because it usually is a key. But in the cases where it isn't and it's an item and they skip it, sometimes they don't go back for it, and then it's an item they need and they get punished. I've seen that happen to a lot of top runners, actually, in races. So I could see that being a fair argument, just for that sake.
Yeah. Being a room that I don't always have to go to, I lose time on it, it's a slow room, potentially. Rather just not have to do it, or you just gotta do the sliding wall room. Can't get past it. Gotta do the climb. So some people just accept it as their fate. Alright, Alpha going into Ganondorf now. Not getting delayed by the Iron Knuckles at all. Yeah, as Twitch chat saying, I kept up the neutral chaos as best as I could here. I would say probably the most chaotic thing this on Restream here was just figuring out that bomb bag logic. Once we found that out, it was a lot easier to sort out the paths. The paths were just kind of like, yeah, it's something here. But obviously not the craziest seed that we've seen. Sub 250 for an AD seed has been pretty normal. Looking back at the quals, we did have a few AD seeds. The longest one averaged 2 hours and 56 minutes, which was qual number 17? 18.
Yep, 18.
And that one was, in fact, a hoot, considering Ikola was first in that one, and it took him 2 hours and 48 minutes to finish it. So you know that it's kind of nasty when the first place finish is still almost 2 hours and 50 minutes. So yeah, sub 250 is good for 80.
Yeah, that seed was also 40 skulls. The seed, I guess, wasn't. So I guess that's where you save your time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Alpha missed a light arrow.
Yeah. Dude, I hate when I miss a light arrow in here. It feels so bad.
Yeah, he's just feeling a little bit nervous, but he's comfortably ahead. Even he could miss a few more of those and he'll still be okay, I think.
Yeah, he could do Intended and Ganondorf strats and still be fine. Again, now just finishing Nibiru, but Twin Rova still takes a lot of time, as Ink was saying earlier, so Ganondorf and Ganon do not take that much time. Might as well DNF. Miss one light. I'm done. Died to spikes. Missed a light arrow. Publicly embarrassed.
AJ, please don't traumatize the poor guy. All right.
Oh, jeez.
Don't bring up his PTSD. Yeah, he's in chat. You don't need to
trigger warning.
You don't need to do him like that. Yeah, you don't need to do that. You don't need to trigger him.
Alright. Oh, not getting terrible luck on Rova yet, but honestly, I think Alpha is gonna... Ooh, never mind, got backhanded by Ganon there. Ganon not having any of this shit right now. Again, just some of those nerves coming into play, and Ganon's not hard, the camera angle is. That's the real boss. But yeah, Rova's so slow, Alpha's gonna finish Ganondorf and Ganon before Oak can get through here. Or they're gonna finish around the same time.
No, I think Alpha will finish first.
Yeah, even gotta watch this cutscene of the transformation, and then get the 3 elements charged up.
Those Rova cutscenes, jeez.
They're so gratuitous, this Nintendo fan service. Oh, yep, here it comes.
Alright, Ganon down for Alpha. Get your GGs in chat. He will be advancing to play the loser of a match going on tonight still between Flea and Ju.
And we're
And-
holding him
oh,
in.
No.
Oh,
Whoa,
I'm
hang
surprised
on.
him. What's up, guys?
Hang on. Alpha hasn't done the final blow.
Wait, but
Alright. There we go.
Oh, GG,
Alpha.
yay!
oh wow,
GGs.
GGs.
Wow, GG's. Welcome in, you two.
GG.
GG. That was a very tight race. Oak, you were just basically a tower climb behind. So before we get to asking you specific questions, let's start with alphabetical. You know, how
Yep.
did you feel about this seed and your performance?
First like 40 minutes felt okay, like execution wise. The pad, like the end of the seed fell apart. Like nerves, like got me, and the letter was just brutal. Like I felt like it just locked everything, and if someone like high rolls and gets it early, you just like you're done. But apparently we got it around the same time, so
Yeah. Oak, how about you? How do you feel about this seed?
I think it was great. Nuts were on Volvagia.
It's true.
Let's
We
go,
did see the
dude.
shout
Let's
out
go.
on Restream.
Yeah,
We
that
do have an
very
update
fitting.
for you. Both. Hyper was in the chat and he said whoever loses gets kicked off the multi-world team by his executive order. So sorry, Oak. You're gonna need to find a new
Shit.
guest team.
Oh man.
No.
Oh.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh,
Burrito,
we're
you're
kicking
gonna take
Hyper,
my
let's
place. You're gonna take my
All right.
place, Burrito, and then
Whoa,
you
whoa,
guys
whoa,
are gonna
whoa.
hit the finals.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Don't you
I'm
already
here
have
too,
multi-world teaming?
I'll leave it for that one. No. But yeah, I mean, I guess I got a question for Alpha.
yep.
You know, I've heard this this agenda going around that you're one of the unluckiest players in Uter. But
Oh, really?
today, yeah, Blue Roses keeps telling me it. But you know, today you got a very big bailout with Choose, and then the Magic and Shadow. So, for those two bailouts, I guess I would ask you. I was gonna make more of a joke out of this, but I'll ask you kind of a serious question out of it. Do you feel like that will be like all the luck you'll get this tournament?
Nah. We're gonna get some more luck. We're due. No, I mean the reason I got I went Shadow after Jabu instead of the Well was just honestly the letter. I felt so behind at that point and just said, you know what, go. And if you get lucky, you have a chance. And we got lucky.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I was kind of talking about it. I think even if Magic wasn't in there, it wouldn't have been too costly, just because, you know, the time it would take to go H-change Bolero and get the Magic, you probably still would have had enough time.
Yeah.
The other thing
Yeah,
was really, the order you did the Dins checks in, going for Lab Dive and instead of like Wasteland and HBA and stuff like that.
Right.
So that helped you a lot, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Burrito, you got any questions as well?
Yeah. We were wondering on Restream, did you work out the Deku to Volvagia path prior to finding Hammer, or because we were watching your tracker, we know you kind of stopped touching it after a period of time.
Yeah. No. I was actually able to suss out Hammer without that path. As soon as I saw that path, I was like, I don't remember what was in there. I remember there was the Goron Tunic, and then I also remembered that Scale is just available, so you could plant the bean to get the wallet to get the, you know, to buy one. So I was like, I don't really remember. I don't feel like going back and checking. But with the 3 twin robot paths, I figured there was some path prio-ish like stuff going on, and that's where I was able to suss out that either Hammer or Hovers had to be on Lab Dive. And so when I got Hovers in Fountain, I was like, okay, I'm going to skip GTG and go and check Lab Dive because you get, Forest is not hinted in the slightest. And actually, there's no Stone Dungeon hinted in the slightest. So I was able to take that, go do Lab Dive, go get Hammer, and I was like, all right, I'm just in go mode because that would mean that hovers have to be Path to Twin Rova for something. And I'm assuming it's just a long shot inside of GTG.
It is.
For water completion.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
So.
We were, at a point where after Alpha got the magic, we were hoping that you would set Furor's Wind in GTG and just go straight to Forest Temple instead and try and avoid it, like sussing it out. Because Alpha did do GTG, but he didn't touch well. And between those two things, it would have made it like more even of a race, because you were already a little bit behind at that time, right? So, yeah, that was pretty good that you worked that out mid-race. I know it's not easy. We in the comments booth always can be nitpicky and be like, oh well, obviously because the logic, it has to be Din's Lock, but it's not that easy. Like, it's hard to think about these things, especially in one of the biggest matches of the year for.
Oh, it was Din's inside of Deku?
Yeah, it was Din's.
Oh, okay.
Because Din's Din locking Forest, so.
But regardless of that, you could kind of figure it out because you didn't get a Forest Temple path that it had Din's Lock as well. So Din's had to lock the bridge.
I really only did a couple checks in GTG just to see if I could pull the long shot because I knew it would help me with some time save in Spirit, that and also in Shadow. So that's the only reason why I even did a couple of checks, because if it's just early, cool, I could just grab it real quick and go. But once I saw that it wasn't going to be just easy, then I just dipped on out.
Would you like to know what check it is in?
Toilet?
No, Alpha doesn't do toilet, you know that, man, come on.
I don't think I had irons when I went to GTG, did I?
No.
You didn't,
okay.
But you told me you're a religious toilet skipper, so I knew, yeah. You went back there actually, and we thought maybe there's a world you do toilet, but then I realized, no, it's Alpha. He's not gonna do it.
Yeah, the double trip to Fountain sucked, and the tilt meter was off the charts when I get the Strength 3 in Jabu. I go to OGC, I get nothing. I was like, you're kidding. So, yeah, double dipping Jabu never feels good ever.
No, you had to do a couple dips. That's what we were talking about on Restream, that even though obviously Alpha still made up time here, the only really improvement we could see to like Oak's routing was just doing Market before making the Valley play. But even then, when Oak did pull Letter from Market, he walked out of Richard's house, whipped out Ocarina, like, no, go do Bob Chew bowling.
Oh, no.
So made us a little nervous there for a second. Thought I think he was going to skip irons. But honestly, Oak, you routed it really well. We can't blame you for doing well when you did. You had a few options. That one was the most dense and could have been path with where Bolero was. Just ended up Rain being the path for your first bomb bag, because this game's stupid sometimes. So we thought you routed really well, Oak, and we thought you played it smart. Alpha just kind of stayed ahead on chasing progression and just got lucky twice, which really helped.
Yep.
So, really no notes. Alpha Hyper might bother you about dying to spikes in Water Temple, but...
Oh, that was so dumb, bro. That was so dumb.
Yeah, he's gonna put you on that Battle Royale regiment, man. That's it, 100 seats a month.
It's okay. I had a hard time with the spikes too. Like, I had to BGS and they did not want to die.
They do that sometimes. With this though, go ahead.
Just to interject, I forgot to actually answer where the long shot was. It was the Wolfos room, if you're curious, Oak. And Alpha, the other thing you would like to know that you didn't do, but Oak did and got something. There was actually a bottle in Valley. So Oak did ice and before going back for Market. That's why I got there.
Okay.
Kind of as late as he did, but yeah, it was a bit awkward. But I mean, at least they gave something, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna do Valley as adult when I got the long shot and I had shoes. So I kind of just saved it if I needed to ever do it like that. But yeah.
Yeah, but as
Yeah,
winner of
that's
this
fair.
match, Alpha, you still have a tough match ahead of you because you're going to be playing the winner of Flea versus Juke, which is going on right now. Either of those
Oh,
two that you prefer to play, or just
I
kind
mean,
of
they're
like...
both terrifying opponents. They're both really good. They've been around for forever.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll have my work cut out for me no matter who I face. So
Yeah. The only people upset by your win today, except for maybe Oak, is we did have some people being like, damn, no DK64 rando from Alpha still for a bit.
yeah, it'll be down the line. You'll have to wait a little longer.
Mm-hmm. Well, those were all the questions that I had. Ink, you got anything else?
Oh, I don't think I do actually. I thought maybe I had something that slipped my mind. It's fine.
All right. Well, then we want to wish you both, Alpha, wish you good luck in your upcoming matches, and Oak, GG. Thanks for the great performance this season. You getting top 32 was really hype, and we enjoyed watching two friends race, and we both consider you friends here in the comms booth as well. So we were rooting for you both equally. At least I was. I can't speak for Ink on that one.
Nah, I was.
It's
I
okay.
try and be impartial. I try and be impartial and professional during comms. So
There you go.
I'll
See,
say
that's
that
the right
much.
answer.
I'll say that
Uh,
much. I wasn't biased on comms at least. But Alpha, I did roast you and Oak once. I think at least.
Yeah, he kept the roast balanced. But either way,
Yeah.
we'll hand it off to Tom will talk, who will have some updates for us here. If his mic's unmuted.
I mean, I don't really have any updates, but
Well, there's stuff going on. Go ahead.
I'm sure there's stuff going on. But that's what the whole, that command's for. So check those out, see what's coming up. I know we've got a whole bunch of ORT races coming up somewhere. I'm just not sure what's on the docket right now at the top of my head. So yeah, thank you guys for a great race. Comms for commenting, trackers for tracking. Chat, thank you for coming out. We're gonna get out of here, send you over the otters so I can go to bed. Good night, everyone.